on future revenues. So,
So we can give you the money 5 years from now.
you can, but I'm going to be looking for a lot more because I know we're going to double our revenue next year and the year after and the year
I've
after.
never heard anybody say, I promise we're going to fail.
This is so crazy. I mean, it's just...
Well, you guys know as soon as this episode airs, this episode's going to go viral.
I want to explain to you something really important. Everybody says, I want to go viral. I'm going to go viral. You said you went viral.
We had like 20 million.
Your sales from that was $250,000 on the one and $52,000 on the other. For going viral,
It's on future revenue.
should be higher.
So we can give you the money 5 years.
And
I
52
have
on.
to tell you, sales aren't there. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Thank you, Robert.
Listen, I wish you wouldn't have asked for so much so soon. I mean, you only really have a little proof of concept. I don't know how I get around that number.
Everybody has the same problem. You ask too much. I'm just thinking I go back to my office, meet my team, say I gave them 300 grand, and I stick this in my mouth, and they look at me and say, I'm getting a job somewhere else now.
Well, that's
I mean,
just one product, though.
It's impossible to back to 300
Guys, that's a fun. Look, you've had fun with it. Obviously, you owned it, so it's become more than just a business, right? It's part of your personality, looking for a big break. You didn't price this asking for a big break. If you guys had come in and said, you know what, believe in us, 50 grand for 20% of the company, we all grow together.
Yeah, I think we'd all be in it.
Then
Yeah.
somebody could take a flyer.
Yeah.
But 300K, that's too much, and for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you, Mark.
You know, it just reminds me of an old story. A cop, an old school Irish cop, he's walking down the block, a woman runs up to him. Oh my God, my cat's in the tree. He looked up in the tree and he said, lady, you see any cat skeletons hanging around up in the tree? Sooner or later, the cat's gonna come down. They'll have to work it out. We can't help you with that valuation. You're gonna have to work it out by yourself. I'm out.
Thank you, Damon.
Thank you, Damon.
So, Mr. Wonderful, we haven't heard from you.
I tell you, I'm worried about my daughter, my son would look at me saying, what happened to you, Dad? Why did you do
Well, we
that?
made you a lot of money.
You're not worth 300K now. It's just too much money for this. I'm out. Guys, I just want to
wish
say
you
how
good luck.
happy I am that you met each other.
Thank you, Kevin, so much.
We wish you good luck.
Of course, we're disappointed. Everyone wants to get a deal. But we have backup plans. We have Penny and POs. We are going to build a company, and so this isn't the end for us.
That was...
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Speakers Workshop. And I know I'm not using the Alibaba's background today because I figured out it's a rainy day out there and it's weekend. So let's be more relaxed. Let's have some fun and enjoy a full day of learning from our so many speakers. In fact, last week's speakers, one of the Dato' James Foo is in the room as well. And in fact, we have learned so much from him, and I'm so grateful that he's also here with us today. Yeah, for some, due to some, what do you call it? There's some disruption because our OC for this event, Andrew Tu, is unable to make it this morning. So, and I will be sharing his part of the thing. And what I will do is that for our speaker for today, the first speaker, which is Dr. Hani, comes in, I will probably share with you a bit about our event. Who here? Okay, many of you are actually our judges. Some of you are our participants. We have also some of my friends, like Tung and so on. And you all have come in from the public invites. And thank you so much for being with us today. Seriously, I know it's Saturday, it's night. It's still very early in the morning. Some of you will probably be still sleeping, yeah, but let's make today different. Let's make today fun. And there's so much to learn from the startup space. In fact, when Dato' James Foo was the first speaker of last week, Saturday, and he spoke so much about why startups, how to scale startups, how to grow and how to scale startups. And we were even very lucky that he actually gave us a copy of his tips. Yeah, and if you want that, you have to go to his website and fill in the form and get a copy of it. Yeah, and okay, let me share a bit about our event. Let me move my screen to the other screen. Yeah, this is the problem when you have too many screens and then you forget, oh, where does my file go? Yeah, okay, and it's raining at my side. It's a heavy rain, but I'm trying my best. I hope that there's no there's minimal disruption. And but anyway, oops. See, when you share something, it jumps. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, also because I feel so lonely in Zoom, I purposely disabled my my normal Create Alibaba background so that I will be just like all of you. I'm just a normal human being, and it would be great if at least 10% of you or 20% of you can switch on your camera so that we can interact, so that I don't look like I'm Caroline. I'm talking to Dasmi, T.E. Tan, Ivan, Yvonne, Alisa, Yen Tai, Tung, Kim, Pishpo, Nare. No, I think you're from Cambodia. I spoke to you on Google Meet recently, and of course, Dr. James Fu. So, anyone wants to switch on your camera or not? Well, I share the screen. Yeah? No? I am very shy, everybody. Thank you, T.E. Tan. Thank you so much. I'm very, very good. You know, when I see you, I will remember your face. If I see you in public, I will say hi to you first. When I'm wearing my specs, of course. Ivan, thank you, Ivan. Ivan Tan as well. See, action takers get more results long term. Because why? Today, when you do a startup, okay, I will not share first. Let me babble a bit first. Yeah, when we get started in life or you're doing business, sorry for my voice. I probably slept only 1 hour last night, so I think too much. Yeah, it's all about. I mean, probably can any of you tell me why are you here? Why? What makes you want to come into this event? Would anyone want to share with me? Spotlight you already. Those who on the thing, let's spotlight together. We are the three musketeers. Oh, yeah, we are the three smart musketeers. Oh, well, okay. Oops, someone left it. Okay, tell me, why are you here? What made you come into the Zoom when you could have watched on Facebook Live? Because inside the Zoom is very personal. How about T. Tan? You were the first to open your camera.
Well, first of all, I think this is a very good forum, and very good speakers are around, and I get to learn something from them. Yeah. So secondly, also I'm actually participating on the contest, so I think it's a good opportunity to learn from the experts, you know, and then
yes, they are the experts.
Yeah, prepare myself for the contest.
Fantastic. Can I grill you a bit? What do you do? What does a startup do? Yeah?
Oh, I'm actually a performance.
Just a tip. You know, on Shark Tank, whoever gets onto Shark Tank, the next, right after the live telecast or whatever telecast, their sales will go up. Why? Because it's free publicity, and we are streaming live on Facebook as well. Think of that. Free branding.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good,
that is also the main reason to market my company, right? So actually we are a performance management company, but as you know that nowadays a lot of people talking about digital transformations and things like that. No longer just Excel sheet do the performance management tools, right? So that is a reason also we are actually going to share with in this platform our new products, and to see what is the response and support. Yeah.
So you basically digitalize like KRA, KPIs, do your soft system analysis, and help business owners get into the digital transformation.
Our popular program will be business improvement program, whereby we actually send the troops of consultants to the operation floor or even the sales team. We actually talk to them, establish whatever assist tools that they have, right? And then what are the so-called area of improvement. Then we will develop a new tools for them. We have done in many places before. One is Kuantan Port, and we also recently do manufacturing apps that we are going to showcase here.
Oh, to share your website into the Zoom link so that maybe there are some people who will be interested in your products or services. See, this is free advertising. How about Ivan Tan? What do you do?
Hey, hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Ivan Tan from Reskill.
Oh, I know, Reskill, Jin Tan and Ivan Tan. Same?
Yes.
Related?
Yeah, my brother.
Ah, okay. Not your brother, same surname.
Yeah, my eldest brother.
Ah, okay. I heard he's a super talented guy.
Yeah. So we are an online platform. So we are a redefined and impactful transformation learning for everyone. Just everyone, you can learn it just $1. You can learn everything in our platform.
Can I sign up?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, I just put in my our website, so you can just visit our website and everything is there. You can just register. We have a 7 days free access for everyone. You can just register there and register there. You can get 7 days free access for the full access in our Reskill.
Oh, definitely. I will share both the links into the Facebook after this and say hi to your daughter for me. Hello. What's her name? Okay. Anyone in the Zoom wants to promote your company for free publicity while waiting for the speaker to come in? This is like a super opportunity. No, usually I don't identify people and call them out, but actually some of our funders are also watching this from Facebook. Couple of them are also in the Zoom. I cannot tell you who, but see, early birds get first. Action takers go in front. Correct or not? Yeah, seriously, I'm so grateful that both of you, as participants, you guys are already taking the first action step. In fact, we have about 100 over participants, but both of you chose to come out and share. Remember I said earlier, branding is everything. Right there, probably in your own industry, your own niche, I'm sure there are many other competitors all saying not the same thing, but they claim they have this, that, and so on. And you are trying to reposition yourself in front of everyone. Be seen, be heard, and of course, get to prove what you can do, correct? And I think Create Alibaba is a perfect opportunity. In fact, later today, I'll be also sharing the link for the grand final on the 27th of October. It's a physical event. I'm sure you guys have been informed of that. That will be in APU. And in fact, first come, first serve, 500 packs only, includes meals, includes gala dinner at night for many of us. And I hope you're there as well. And I can tell you it's gonna be fun. I'm putting my eye on both of you, zooming in, and y'all better be at least in the top 20. I think y'all can, definitely. What were the rest in the Zoom? Do you think they can? Type Y into the chat means yes, because you believe that these boys can do it. Both of you are younger than me, definitely. See, can you see? Yan Tai, Yan Tai is our key person. He has brought in, $100 million USD worth of sponsorships, or not sponsorship, funders, VCs, and the rest, locally and overseas. I can tell you, this year, Create event is different from all the previous year because we have more funders than ever before. We have really top-notch speakers. Why? Because this year, I was also responsible for getting, I would say, 80% of the judges. And I can tell you, I don't simply choose any Tom, Dick, and Harry judge. I actually Google them, search them, spy on them. Oh, sorry, Dr. James. Dr. James and Dr. Chua. I just spy on them, I stalk them, I see what they do, how's their public profile. I look at their ranking and all those things, before I actually approach them. So I'm very, very specific of who I would like to invite since I'm on the panel of the Bureau of Judges. Yeah, and yeah, thank you so much for sharing. I believe that everyone has, I think, get inspired by both of you. And let me now share my screen while waiting for Dr. Honey to come in. Okay, my screen is here. Let me move this out. Well, you can share the thing with me and let them see your face. In fact, one little tip lah. You can also like TE Tan. Then you do the vertical bar, right? And then put what company? I tell you, free advertising. Like Ivan Tan, stroke Reskills, TE Tan, stroke AB Global, example. Yeah. I don't lah because I want to be known for my personal branding, so I do not promote my company at all. Yeah. So yeah, that. Yes, exactly. Fantastic. See, free advertising. Everyone, please go check out their websites, ABS Global and Reskills. And like Ivan has offered free 30 days. Is it 30 days?
7 days. 7 days.
7 days. Okay, 7 days is good. Make sure 7 days you maximize whatever you can learn from Reskills. I'm going to do that as well. Look out for my name. I'm going to register later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for many of you, whether you're on Zoom or you're on the Facebook Live, we have this website called Create Startup, and I will paste the link into the chat as well. So do share it with your friends, createstartupcontest.com, and this is where you can fill in the form to register as a participant. Okay, what are the benefits of registering for this event? Okay, I'm not going to show a PowerPoint slide because I've done it so many times on, Dr. Honey, let me admit him in first. I've shared that so many times on Facebook Live, but today I wanted to share more about the website itself because this is where you click the link and register your interest to participate in the contest. Yeah, and then after that, information all here. Top three winners go to China, and we are actually having the finale on 27th of October. Today's the first, right? We only have like how many weeks? Almost 4 weeks to the grand finale. Closing date of the event is on the 10th of October, and we are going to have express. We're going to sort out all the top 50 by the 13th, and then by the 20th will be the top 50 are going to share what you can do, your pitch decks and all that. Do look for me or any of the people, the panel of judges, if you need help, or my colleagues, if you need help with your pitch deck. Seriously, we have done a lot of pitch decks. Last year, my role was to help the participants to do up the pitch decks because I'm pretty good with computers and video, so I offered to help on that part. Yeah, and I'm also a judge with MOSTI for the funding for the commercialization grant, and that gives me also some experience in learning how to look at pitch decks as part of my work, freelance work. Yeah, okay, and industry expert. Sorry, and I also judged recently I'm an industry advisor for Nottingham as well, Nottingham University, and we just did their biotech stuff, their events as well. Okay, so pool of funders. I think all you want to see is pool of funders, 100 million USD. Fantastic. Mentorship from the last top 5 winners for multiple industry. Technical expertise. We have over 40 judges, carefully selected from both government and private, as well as associations, local and international. And they are the ones who can look at your business model and look at what works, what doesn't work, and will give you advice for free that they usually charge people a lot of money per hour. Yeah, and during the event, physical, even in the Zoom, nothing stops you from privately messaging anyone there. Why? Because I've enabled participants in this Zoom to privately message one another. Probably say, oh, Dr. James is just the perfect mentor I'm looking for to guide me. Maybe I can message him and ask him out for coffee. That's another way of looking at it. Yeah, and of course the competition roadmap. This is updated. Okay, the dates are not updated. Okay, I must go and talk to the marketing team. Okay, I'm part-time. Okay. But 27th October is the finale. The semi-final will now be around 20. Preliminary round is now 13. Yeah, so it is. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. Thank you for supporting us. This is the 3rd week you are in. I remember you all the way from Sabah. And I do share also your your website so that we can order your tea, right? You're doing tea. See, I remember what you said. Yeah. And grading criteria, I'm working on it right now because I do not like what they did last year. Too basic. I want the participating companies to be really vetted properly, right criteria, world-class benchmarks and metrics. And I believe that this year our judges are different. They are so much better. Yeah, and they'll be able to guide you, cut short at least your learning curve. Yeah, you don't, and probably not risk falling into the startup just boom all the way. Yeah, startup failure was actually my MBA thesis many years ago. Yeah, and we have tons of support for Alibaba itself, and in fact, we are organizing this month a visit to Kasem. I'm sure both Ivan and T. Tan have been invited as well, right? That is Malaysia's first ever unicorn. And you get to see the founders, get to ask them anything, AMA, ask master anything. You know, all those Zooms that we always attend and so on, yeah? So this is the website. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to share with you all this. And I will also share again a bit later. And I'm so sad, I'm so sorry to say that Andrew Tu, our OC, wasn't able to make it today, but I can promise you one thing. Tonight, I'm going to make sure that he is here tomorrow so that he can share with you everything about, I mean, he's an expert in this, not me lah. I'm just supporting only. But I can tell you, there's so much to learn from him because I've known Andrew for probably like 8 years, 9 years. And that was when he was bringing a lot, I think he and Yan also were bringing a lot of companies to China's Silicon Valley. Yeah, when it comes to funding, getting funding, bring the startups to the right connectors and all those things and the funders in China, this is the expertise. Yeah, and of course, this time around, they have partnered with Alibaba and also Hans Profit under Dato Magic Lee, and they are all bringing now China to Malaysia, or rather Alibaba to Malaysia, whereby all of you get double exposure, and already you're getting double exposure because you're all pinned to the. I hope you realize that you're pinned to the what they call it, the screen, right? So my colleagues who are managing the Zoom together with me have done it as well. So it's extra exposure, yeah. And let me unpin you guys and welcome our speaker for today, Dr. Hani. Dr. Hani, are you there? Hani.
Hello, good morning. Yes, good morning, Caroline.
I'm so happy to see you. Ladies and gentlemen, I know Dr. Hani sent me his profile and all that, but the fact is that I knew Dr. Hani way back in 2017, and that time in my 1 month in that company, my first 1 month in the company that I used to work for, which is a public listed company, and I was looking for a competent digital marketing company, and Dr. Hani and his Australian partner, Sina, I actually vetted over 100 companies, and of course, when he came, his partner, I grilled them like hours. And when I was like finalizing who I wanted to hire as my digital agency, I think we sat for a few days discussing, correct? I'm like crazy when it comes to make it. I want to make sure that the people I work with, they know what they do, not just giving me fancy PowerPoints. Seriously, I know many of you out there you probably get inundated by a lot of suppliers claiming they're the best in the field, they're experts and so on. But I can tell you one thing, many are not what they claim. Yeah, many, like myself, I do teach digital marketing, but I can tell you, I talk to many of the students who come in, many of them are entrepreneurs, and they get misled into paying a lot of money for things that don't work. They do not get reports, no metrics, no KRAs, no KPIs. I think T. Tan will understand what I mean by that. Yeah, and Dr. Hani and his whole company, I've seen many of your stuff, because when you not only bring in yourself into meetings, not only bring in your partner, you bring in your team, person in charge of landing page, the person in charge of copywriting, the person in charge of campaigns, and so on. Yeah, so we actually see your entire team in action. And of course, you also interviewed every department that I had, and they were launching events, our campaigns, all that. We make sure that we get the right data, the right KPIs, and can tell you the campaigns were successful. Yeah, that's why till today, 5 years later, I'm still friends with Dr. Honey. Yeah, and that's why, because I know how good the company is. You can see his background is called Chamron Digital. And Dr. Honey, why don't you paste your link into the chat as well, so that I will share it out into the Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah, so we have 3 companies that we're promoting today. Yeah. Yeah. Find out where they are. You can find him on, okay, to T.E. Tan, Ivan, and Ivan Tan, as well as Dr. Honey, do share your LinkedIn profiles. Let me promote you as well. Very fun one. Very fun.
Okay, I'm sharing my LinkedIn also. Actually, the only platform I'm active is LinkedIn. I'm sharing here for everyone. So
I've seen your videos, and I will also share Dato James Fu as well, because he is a superb mentor. I really respect him. In fact, I think Dr. Honey, you met Dato. Oh, you didn't meet him at the launch because he was unable to make it. Yeah, but this is one guy that I think both of you will have plenty to talk about. Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, today is not my time now. It's Dr. Honey's session. And I told Dr. Honey, I said, Dr. Honey, how is 1 hour enough for you? This morning I asked you. Then he said, actually, he cut short his content to fit the 1 hour. Because I know how much there is to talk about content strategy alone. You know, I just finished 2 days of digital marketing masterclass, and I couldn't even finish teaching everyone in 2 days. And I offered to myself, okay, never mind. 1 more day I give you for free, although I'm funded by a corporate sponsor, government. And I said, never mind, I give you 1 day more on design, on video marketing. So that was my extra gift for them for being good students the last 2 days. Yeah. But Dr. Honey, and Dr. Honey has his company is in Malaysia. You have a branch in Australia, and your clients are like, when I look at your credentials, oh my God, your clients are all from all over the world, right? From UK to Switzerland to Singapore, Malaysia, of course, and of course, Australia. And also, over the last 5 years that initially you're doing a lot of higher education and corporate stuff. And today you're also doing a lot of e-commerce, digital marketing as well. And I heard that you had very good success with your clients, right? And of course, there's so much to talk about, Dr. Honey. But ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Honey is not Malaysian, by the way. I think you can see his name, right? Oh, his name is Dr. Barang. The name is very hard to pronounce. Yeah, but we know him as Dr. Honey because it's so easy. And his wife, Zara, is also so nice. The whole family is very nice. The team is very nice, And Dr. Honey is your show right now. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very good morning. Thank you very much, Caroline. You are amazing MC. Thank you so much. I should learn from you how to open up a show. Very good morning to everyone. It's a beautiful Saturday. Very raining in Putrajaya. I'm from Putrajaya, and I'm so happy I've been invited for today. And if everybody allow me, I'm going to share my screen. A few slides I have prepared. In fact, I thought is a workshop, so I thought it's few hours, and then I realized when I got the itinerary, I realized it is only 1 hour. So I shorten a little bit, but what I want to talk here is in the past few years, we talk a lot about the strategy, technical. We learn about the technical, how Google Ads work, social media, targeting, remarketing, analytics, website, create funnel, integration, API, coding, everything. And technical seems to become very important, which is important. Then we talk about the strategy, how this strategy work, that strategy work, best strategy for B2C, best strategy for B2B, how to create a good strategy for service industry, how to do for e-commerce industry. But there is one thing I think has been missed, and in the past 9 months, we involved on that when we moved from very much on service-based industries, such as corporate client, universities, which is they are just focusing on leads. Service industry, they want leads, they want inquiry. Compared with e-commerce, which is a real sales, And we talk to many of our partners in Australia who have agency, many of our consultants here, and then Sina, who's our digital director from Australia. We found that actually the most important missing part is not about the technical or strategy, but it's about the type of the content. Content in user journey. Content, what type of content we provide in which stage of our strategy and which stage of user journey. So today I want to talk about that. I want to just share with you some of the challenges we have faced in Chamron, and it affects some of our campaign, and then how we actually move on and we solve it. So yeah, a little bit about me. I'm actually sitting as a group CEO in Chamron. Chamron Digital Group has four subsidiary company. One is on digital marketing. We have one on academy, which work with the government as a consultant. Digital government, we work with JPA, providing sort of consultancy for different ministries. We also set a company. So we are a company that set a faculty in Uniraza, offering a degree program, and then all the specialized module will be taught by us. And also I sit as CTO in master training. We provide software development is another arm of Chamron. And then from there, I sit as adjunct professor in Uniraza. So this is my LinkedIn. Please get in touch. I'm the only place I'm active is LinkedIn. So I'm not active in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I've never been. I don't know, it's fortunately or unfortunately, because fortunately is I think the good algorithm of TikTok will help you a lot for learning if you go there. And then although I'm not there, my team is observing and then even run a campaign recently on TikTok for sales in TikTok. It's something amazing is happening in TikTok, especially for sales. The offer in terms of the UX is amazing. In terms of the delivery is fantastic. So it could be a good competitor for Shopee. But then I'm only active in LinkedIn, in fact. So yeah, if you see the left side, my background, I have done completing computer science. So from my degree, master, PhD, after I arrived Malaysia in 2004, end of 2003, so almost 20 years I'm here. And I was studying MMU and then UKM and Nottingham for my study. Then in 2016, we opened Chamron, which is actually, we start as a simple one service digital marketing, and we focus on university because we were in university, we were lecturing, running the operation of university. So we understand university, we start with university, focusing on university, promoting them via digital marketing, not only in Malaysia, but also in overseas. By the way, Caroline, if my time finishes, you stop me, because if you don't stop me, then I'll keep talking. So now I assume that I have time until 11. But you let me know if I need to stop, if I need to have time for Q&A, please.
Yeah, probably just 5 minutes for Q&A, 5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so please, gentlemen, ladies, all the participants here, you can stop me anytime, ask me any question that you feel you need to ask. That's a start I really like it. So although I was lecturing before, but I don't like that. I just talk. I want to have a more interactive. Ask me question. If you're facing any challenge, please ask me. So here I'm talking about that, how we build actually Chamron and those services we have. We start with simple digital marketing. Then as we go, this is the part I want to share, and probably you will use it because I believe some of you, maybe all of you, you start your startup company and then you grow. So how we did, in fact, in 4 years, from 2 people, we reached to over 30 people in Malaysia, and then we all have office in Australia, and we grew quite fast. So definitely you can grow also very fast. So then we found, okay, so what client want? Client want a campaign, but they don't have a website. They want to run digital marketing, but there is no website. So what we thought is that, okay, why don't we help client with the website? So that's where we start to design our a sector, a group, a team to do web development. Then part of the web development get complex, we add software development. Then from there, we realized that we actually need a user journey to not only run the campaign, but also how we engage the user, how we create the funnel. Then we create a team of content and then the funnel. So as we go, we found, okay, so we need video. We keep begging clients that, look, we are running campaign, but we need different video, not only one, we need different type of video. They say, oh, we don't have, how we can do, why don't you do for us? Then we create our video department, for example. And then we start to prepare the type of the content that we know will sell. So that's why normally when we take the project, we either take the entire project or we just don't touch it, because we know what type of creative, what type of messaging, what type of call to action, what type of banner design and funnel and video we need. So sometimes when we work with the other party, then we find, okay, so that's not the things that we need, and that's not the things that sell. So that is the part we create all of these elements. I make it short. We call it digital transformation solution provider. So from creating content, running the campaign, up to creating software, maintenance, and mobile app, we are covering. So short about us, although we opened in 2017, but we had experience of digital marketing for over 10 years. We focused from higher education, then we went to hospitality. In fact, we have been doing quite well. Two areas we did very great in Malaysia. One was education, which we run campaign in over 35 countries promoting Malaysia education. Second was medical tourism, which is still doing very well. It's very high profit industry, medical tourism, and of course, education tourism. So we reach in 1.2 billion revenue we have generated for our clients, and now we are 37 staff. We have experience of producing a lot of content in different languages, and then we have experience of running campaign in over 30 countries. What is the challenge, and what is the challenge, and what's the unique selling point we have is when we get a project, we set a KPI and we guarantee 100% the KPI. So now I spend 1 minute on this. KPI has different meaning in different industries. Universities, the best KPI is leads, but more than leads is if you create the automation in the way that they can get funnel application. In charity campaign, in fundraising is actually the amount that they pay. In event, is the KPI is that those who register. In e-commerce, the KPI has those who pay. So in some of the celebrity, the KPI is getting follower or like a politician, probably similar. So these are actually the KPI that clients want us or any other agency to achieve. So we set the KPI and then we guarantee 100%. So we go to the topic. This is just all about us, very quick. Now, what I want to talk here is actually what makes our company grow quite fast is that when we start, we create a kind of, we keep build that. It's something that probably you know, but maybe many don't implement. We are very committed to that model, that we create something that has a flow, and from the flow actually can have a better conversion. So it's a funnel, it's a sales funnel, automated sales funnel. So it's not about only we run social media campaign or we do posting. In fact, we never do posting anyway. We just run campaign. So what we are looking at this is the base. We call it digital based business. Your digital business, the digital based business, which you have like a physical shop in the shopping mall. You have a website, which is your base of your business, a website or a landing page. So if you have this, and then normally when we consult is that, okay, what type of content you should put here, how the UX, all those things, out of our topic, we'll talk about it. But overall, we have a lot of concern about the type of the business, what type of the website they should have in terms of not to be informative, but to be a commercial model that can have better conversion. So what type of content you should put, how you should actually design in the way that you have a better conversion. That's one of the concerns. So assume we have that. Now, assume you have that. And while I'm talking, please also give me an input that is your business is digital? Is it I assume it's digital. Is your business is very much B2C, means you are selling something to the customer, or your business is B2B, you are selling to that. So based on that, I will change my example and I will look into it. So then if you have this, then you are running the social media campaign. So here is a part that we write the content, we create the campaign, and then we drive the traffic. So social media depend on the type of business. It's not that we use always all of the social media. We select different type of social media and for different purpose. And the amount and the percentage that goes for every individual available or popular social media, then is different. And from there also, we do Google. So on top of this also, Google is different. Social media we do based on the targeting. We assume some people, they might be interested in our business. And then we show them some content, so to make sure that they click and they come to our website. So this is based on some sort of the targeting, segmentation, and probably some user behavior that we get from our previous campaign. But in Google is different. In Google, they are searching about some keywords which could be related to my business. And then I trigger them and target them and they come. So when they come here, I go this very fast because this is not the topic. Then here, two things will happen. Either they do the action that you want them to take, or they leave the website. So 95% of the people, visitors, they leave the website. And 5% of them, they take the action or micro action. They fill up the form, they click, they download something, they purchase, they add, they drag, they do whatever. Those who take action, then you capture the data, then you bring them to the funnel. Because those who fill up the form, they are considered as still is a lead. So still is they are in the interesting position, not even consideration. So this is the stage of awareness. Okay, so we talk, we are this, we are that, we do this, we bring them here again, we do this, we do that. They show interest. But from interest to convince, from interest is okay, I consider that, let me think about it, and then convincing, need a funnel. That is the sales funnel, which automate your sales process. It's a big topic. We can talk about it for many hours, but I will skip that because this is not my topic. So from funnel, it's very positive. I run a campaign, I bring here, I generate the leads, I bring to the funnel, I take them to the final stage. So that is very straightforward, right? It's very beautiful. Run campaign, get leads, automation, then get them to final action. So final action could be order something or sign up page or registration page or pay or whatever. But those who didn't, that is a missing part in many businesses, that those who didn't, then what we're going to do with them, that is a remarketing strategy. That is where some of the successful business does very well. I remember Booking.com, AirAsia, those time before COVID, and now it's Shopee, and many more. They are actually doing a massive model of remarketing. Normally 20 to 20% of the sales will come from remarketing. So this is the whole framework that normally we set up for businesses and we run for them. So my point here is, if you are thinking that you want to have a business of maybe I start with 1 million and reach to 10 million and 15 million ringgit revenue per year, and probably more, that could be something that you should pay attention. If you have something, a startup, but you have a big dream, you see the potential, and yes, I want to make this a million. I'm not talking about unicorn. Unicorn is too early for everybody. I'm talking about how this business, the reality, I'm talking about the reality. A business you set up, and then in first year, second year, third year, you have a good mood of getting the revenue and income, and reach to and grow it in many years. And this is your dream. You want to start a business and you want to grow it. This is something that you should pay attention. So look at this, and now from here, this is the fundamental. I just posted my LinkedIn. If you check later, you will see this about this. If 2 years ago, before COVID, they asked me, how do you rate? What's a key success? I put 311. Technical, okay, technical means you know how to produce content, you know how to run Google Ads, set up the website, social media, then you do this remarketing, technical, a strategy, how you do it. So technical is the tools. I give 30%, a strategy 40%, then content, okay, 30%. So the strategy and technical was very important, but now it's completely different. Now a strategy, I always rated like 30, 40, 30, but now content itself is 70 to 75% compared with the technical and strategy. So you see that this is the experience of just a break, a highlight here. This is the experience we get from consulting from last year when we started to over 25 e-commerce websites. Some of them are very, very well-known brands. I won't mention here. If you go to our website, you will see that. Some of them are very, very big brands, very well-known brands in the country. And this is the experience we get that. It's not about the strategy and technical, because some of them, they have very big team of digital marketing content. They know a strategy. They have been hired from the top company, Google certified, this, that. But they couldn't get the result still. And it doesn't mean that we could get the result that they want. They want 10 times, 10x ROI, 10 times revenue. Doesn't mean that we get it. The challenge is that when we start the campaign for the e-commerce, I'm not sure if your businesses are related to e-commerce. Okay, I thought someone messaged you. Okay, so it doesn't mean, please stop me if you have any question. It doesn't mean that, so when we do e-commerce, they expect, okay, at the beginning, we reached to 2 to 3 times revenue in the first 2 weeks, which is now very hard. It was 1 year ago. But they are not happy. They want 10 times revenue, 10 times revenue from the beginning and reach to 20 times. And this is the challenge in e-commerce, that very hard. Now, average market is 2.5. Now, the challenge here is how to reach to 4. I'm talking about the new businesses. How to reach to 4 is a biggest steps that we have to take. So this is the way we found that, okay, content. But if you look at here, now I'm going to break it down. Content here as a first stage, and content here as a 2 different channel of bringing the traffic is different with the content here in the page, and different with the content in your remarketing and the content in the sales funnel. So if you create a video and show it in social media, come to the website, see the same video, remarketing is the same video, or I have a promotion package and show it here, and then again show it in the website, again show it in the email, again show it in the remarketing, doesn't work. So that's why e-commerce, when we take a project, the e-commerce project is very challenging, because every 2 weeks, and this is what Shopee does very well, every 2 weeks should be a team that producing new content, new offer, new design, new creative, new call to action, and then place it in different. So if you see that we have five I call it touch point, 5 touch points we have here, main touch point. Each of them, they have a sub touch point. For example, social media itself, you might see a campaign in Facebook and Instagram, but after 3-4 days, you see a different ads. After 3-4 days, you see a different ad. So itself, it has 3-4 touch points in social media before even you go to the website. And then in the website, there is a second touch point, or probably second layer of touch point. And then you leave here. So when you leave here, then the next layer of touch point, so it's a multi-layer of touch point, then is remarketing. So this remarketing will show you remarketing, if the campaign is smart, knows you already seen this content and seen this content, and now what else you should see. This is the missing part of the e-commerce. What type of content and what type of messaging you have to see in which stage of user journey. So those who are successful and those who are not successful is how much they pay attention to this layer. I'll give you one example. I'm still teaching in the computer science module. One of the question I always ask computer science students, probably you can tell me why Facebook was very successful and Google Plus was not successful, although Google Plus was from a top company. Who knows the answer? Who can say something? Why Facebook was successful and Google Plus was not? And Google Plus is not from my company or Caroline company. It's from a big giant tech company. Why Google Plus was not successful? Does anybody knows? Who give right answer? I buy you coffee. Come on, anybody? No answer? Anyone want to answer? Are you listening?
Honey, maybe you want to rephrase for them, Sunny, because I think a lot of people just came in. In fact, we got 3 people just came in the last.
Okay, my question is, in your opinion, I'm sure probably you know Google Plus. Google Plus is another social media. So why Facebook was successful and Google Plus was not successful? Where Google Plus was designed from also a top tech company. What was the reason? So why Google Plus was not successful and Facebook was successful as a successful social media? Because of interactive. That's one answer. Okay. So because it was interactive. Interface not so friendly. So you see, it's actually, if you get all of these answers, you will see in big picture is that Facebook could fulfill the demand that people are looking, the problem that people are looking for. So Facebook could fulfill what actually people need in the market, and Google Plus couldn't. So in that stage, that giant tech company also they couldn't do that. So here, the whole idea is the brand that becomes successful in e-commerce. Now, since Caroline talked about e-commerce, and then recently we do a lot of e-commerce, then I just give example about e-commerce. Unless you have different questions, so we can go to other industry or you do different businesses. So if you look at here, the different, because you see is a matter of ball and net. Ball and net is for everyone. Everyone can use it, but someone score better, someone don't score. So here is a technical strategies. Everybody knows it's there. Everybody knows actually. If you attend a class of 5 days, then you learn everything that I know. If you attend a class of probably 3 days, you know all the technical that I know and Caroline know. But why some e-commerce are very successful and some are not is all about the paying attention to the detail of what type of content should appear in which stage of your strategy and your user journey. That was the final things I wanted to say for this slide. So now I'm breaking down. When I'm breaking down here, right, just me, correct. The question was why. Okay, so let me go one step further. Now, if you look at this part, I'm breaking that. What type of is a content idea? Is a content idea. So now I assume you are developing your app in the first stage. What do you want to tell as a first thing to your client? So now assume you want to sell something to me. I'm in the Facebook and you want to tell me that, hey, I'm here, I'm offering this product or service. It doesn't matter. The content is actually, it can go very detailed about the subject that or the industry you're working, but I put it as a general. So if I assume you have a product, either physical or digital, then you have to show how the products work. And we have a lot of things that people, they're talking about the product, but we don't know how the product works, how this product is solving my problem. And then this year, who knows what is UGC? Who doesn't know what is UGC? Does everybody knows what is UGC? Anyone knows what is UGC? Yes? No? Yes? Anybody doesn't know what is UGC? Okay, so user-generated content. Now, the most successful campaign we have run for the e-commerce it was only based on the UGC, the most successful revenue we could be able to generate for the businesses. It was not about, you look at this brand, you know, they are 100 years in the industry, they sold 100 billion, nobody care about it. They just want to see, not from you to hear, but from those who use your service and talk about you. So the user-generated content. Means I'm using your service, I generate the content and talk about you. That is a social good. So that's, oh yeah, I use this vitamin, it's good. I use these shoes, it's like that. I use this glass, it's like that. And I showed the demo the product. That is the highest, where is in line with the analytics that other reports shows about UGC. We get similar result. So we get exactly the highest selling campaign, the highest ROI, revenue generated campaign, or those campaigns that UGC talk about it. So we are using, and of course we are recommending to use that as a first video, probably without even talking about your brand. Just talk about that, how we solve a problem, and we are not talking about that. Mr. A is talking about that. And here, those videos that go to social media, it shouldn't be more than 30 seconds. Now the latest and the best practice. Now someone might argue that, oh no, it could be 1 minute. Yeah, but the performance is less. The performance of the first video in social media, now the best performance is 30 seconds. Now some of the video could be 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, play the best performing video. Means in 30 seconds, if you combine all of this, in 30 seconds, you create a video by one of your users to talk about how your brand solved his problem. So that is the scenario or the storyboard of your first video to put in social media. Someone talk about you in 30 seconds, that how your brand solve a problem and how it works. So this could be several type of video. This could be several type of video with the same concept. For example, Kowei, I use Kowei at home, and I come and say, okay, you know, from the time I put Kowei, blah, 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 in 30 seconds, Kowei helped me that, okay, I'm not worried about the water. Then someone in office talk about Kowei. Someone in the corporate office or somewhere else. So different people talking about how Kowei helped them to solve their problem, and the brand is there. So this is very, very engaging. They call engaging content. Engaging content in user pay attention. In now the rate of looking at the ads is 3 seconds. Grabbing the attention is 3 seconds. It was 6-7 seconds. It's 3 seconds. If you are very impatient, you just browse down, because probably we don't have time. We have several social media to go and touch. And we say TikTok, then we just browse down, then Instagram, browse down, Facebook, maybe yes, maybe no, browse down. And in 1 minute, normally you see 12 to 14 ads. So it's a bombard of content. So how should I say something to grab your attention? In fact, I have only 3 seconds. So this type of a content appear in the first stage that you want to show your brand out. You want to talk about your product, you want to talk about who you are, what problem you are solving, how you can benefit people. Any questions so far before I move? Do you have any question for me so far? Okay, no question. Okay, so now the second stage is, so now here I'm grabbing, the same thing goes for Google. For Google, I will put it separately because a little bit different. So now from here, what is the next step that we need to put? We assume we already built that. So my talk here is not about building the campaign. It's about that what type of content for those who just came a bit late. So the topic for today is not of setting up the campaign and a strategy and technical and integration, a funnel. It's about what type of content we should put in every stage of user journey for sales, to make sales happen, to make conversion. So from awareness, which is here, up to conversion, which is here. So there's a flow that they have to go, reach here. And if it's cut here, then back to this, again, go to this here. So the second part is on Google. So now we talk about this, and we talk about this. Google is a little bit difficult, it's a little bit hard, a little bit more technical. I'm not talking about the technical again. Probably you can attend the class in 5 days, you learn, and of course you need very many months, many years even of experience of running Google Ads, because it's a complex tool. So here, it's actually the focus of the content here is we have to look at 2 important things. Number one, the product or service we want to sell. Is there any search happening in Google? Sometimes I sell something that nobody search about it, or is very, very niche, very, very niche. We had the clients, they set up a high isolated lab for stem cell, to produce stem cell, and they wanted us to sell. So when we search in Google, we saw nobody is searching about it. Nobody is searching in Google. So there is a product that nobody is searching about it. So here is a keyword analysis, which also help in your SEO, which is out of the topic. We can talk about it later. And then, so here we use the keywords related to your product and service, how this is solving your problem. Because you can use dynamic ads. I'm not sure if you know about dynamic. Is there anyone knows about Google here? Google Ads? Do you all know about dynamic ads in Google? Yes, no? Please just type. Do you know about dynamic ads in Google? Anyone? Yes? No? Yes? Of course, Caroline. No, Caroline is a doctor. Caroline going to be doctor very soon. Anyway, of course, Caroline. No. Okay, so dynamic ads is actually the type of ads that you design the list of the keywords, and based on the search, based on the performance, the Google itself will create the ads, Google search ads. So when you search in Google, you will see them on top, and when you search different keywords, you will see different type of the ads. So we have a static, we have dynamic. Dynamic, then this is something for dynamic. So based on the search, Google will decide which ad to put which text. So one could be related to a brand. Okay, Charman Digital, for example, the fastest growing digital marketing agency. Or Caroline is the best coach in digital marketing, for example. So that is a keyword that we put in our ad to be appear on first link or second link of Google. And then how we solve the problem? We grow your business, for example. Okay, my business. We grow, talk to us, we grow your business. So the content that is talking about how we solve your problem. And then your offer, free consultation. That is very everywhere you see. Or 30% discount or whatever. And ads about how you can actually achieve your client. So the type of the campaign, the type of the content we have in social media is a little bit different with the type of the content you have in the Google Ads. So you are touching the people. Sometimes these two can be connected. When you have a good awareness here, when you have a good awareness in social media and people know about you and they hear about you, you think what is the first action they take? Any words you hear, what is the first action you take? Any words we hear that we don't know? Now you tell me about, for example, LTD Digital Global. What I do? I go and search in Google, what is this? Is it a company? Is it a service? Is it, or I say eMarket Grow, for example. You don't know eMarket Grow. What you do, you go and search in Google. What is eMarket Grow, for example? So by putting so much awareness here, talk about the brand, the number of the search related to your brand and product will increase there. And that's where you will touch them here by different content. So that's why some brands like Inner probably, if you know, they spend massive amount of the money on YouTube advertising. Of course, they collect the data, but for the branding purpose. But then that causes increase of searching the brand name in Google. So you have a chance to show different type of the content. That is the second step. How much time I have? Oh, so fast. It's 10:30. Okay.
No worries. You still got half an hour.
Okay. Any question, ladies, gentlemen? Is it boring? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Give me some feedback.
It's perfect for me, actually.
Okay, so then that's the second part. So social media, what type of content? All good. Okay, thank you, Ivan. Thank you very much. Okay, then, so that is the part. Social media one, Google one, what type of content? The third one, we're going to the website. And website is something that missing because everybody go there and they spend the most time. They spend the most time in your website rather than your social media ad and Google. So the most time they spend is actually in your website. Sure, Jasmine. Sure, thank you very much. And what type of the content? So here you see, I'm talking about brand awareness. I'm talking someone talking about me. Let's pick a business, for example, furniture, because here some examples about furniture. I'm selling furniture. I'm talking about those people who buy my furniture and put it at home. Okay, without even probably talk about my brand. And then I also run a campaign of awareness. It's a honey furniture. Then they go to Google, they search what is this honey furniture. They come here. Here I have to talk about my USP, my unique selling point, why my furniture is important and why you should buy my furniture. And I should talk that what is the benefit of this furniture for you, rather than I talk about the feature of the furniture. One of the important thing here is you put a video, a long video in your first page, because it keeps the people to stay more on your website, and it will help you also in terms of the search engine optimization. So having a video in your page, a longer video, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, engaging video. That's another topic, how to have interactive video, make people to, when they come, they keep watch probably for 2-3 minutes, is a great point of keep the user inside your website. So the type of the content is more about your USP. See, you had already the touch, you already had the touch, they show some interest, they click, they came to your website. So what do you want? They came to your shop. What do you want to tell them? Now we want to tell them how good we are actually. What is the unique selling point? Why you should buy furniture from me? Why you should actually use my service? Why you should buy product from me? I don't know, a scarf, shoes, shirt, whatever, watermelon, coffee. So it's my favorite. Why they should buy from here? So unique selling point. So the content here should be matched with your SEO strategy. I assume you know SEO. If you don't know, please say no, I don't know. Then I can touch a little bit. So the content in the website should be unique and it should be matched with your SEO strategy. Your SEO strategy is actually you want these list of keywords for Google to be recognized, for your website to be indexed in the Google and move up. So those content that you use here, it should be in line with your SEO strategy. So what content you want to be put it here. And then we have another topic of, okay, what type of text I have to use? Is a text that is high demand, they search. For example, nobody search about, for example, plastic furniture. For example, it's very low. I'm just assuming. But everybody search about leather, for example, sofa, leather furniture. So you see that if I want my website for higher search come appear, I should use the keywords that people are searching in Google more and place them in my website. So the content here is actually should be related to, of course, my unique selling point, my brand, but I also need to do a research that what is the high demand keywords in the Google or in the industry people are searching. And then I talk about the longer video, detailed explanation about your solution, about your products, about your service in the website. The key in the website is make user stay more. It's exactly similar to what we actually go to the shop. You go to the shop, they put promotion, you go there, a lady, a man, gentleman, someone come and talk to you. Here is a promotion, here's new arrival. You work with them, they build relationship, build trust, try this, try that, go here, go there. The more longer you stay in the shop, in shopping mall, probably the more you buy. Or the more is a chance to buy. I should say that. The more there is a chance to buy. So the more they stay on your website, there's more chance to make an action. It's not only purchase, because sometimes the purchase doesn't happen, but they just fill up the form. Like university, they don't pay, but or hotel, probably they don't pay, they just book fares or they give inquiry, or house or other services. So that is a third part to touch, what type of content you want to have. And then this content, so you see that the type of the content the structure is different. What I show in social media, what they see in my Google search when they search, and what they see in the website is different type of the content. So we are touching different point about our business. And then we can have, we don't have time, we have to talk about what type of content, video, animation, animated banner, carousel, all those concepts is also come. We can talk many hours about it, that what model or what type of content, this is a topic, or what type of content I should actually produce and touch. So that's the third. The fourth part, we go to the remarketing. So this is very critical. A lot of businesses are missing this. And you should know 90 to 95%, if more, sometimes 99% of businesses, 98% of businesses, people come and they go. They come and go. Two big mistakes everyone does. One is there is no tag manager inside the website, Google Tag Manager, which help you to analyze user behavior. Means if they come here, what they were looking for, which page they have visited, what product, what category, what item, which service they are more interested. These analyses are very important, Google Tag Manager. If you don't know what is Google Tag Manager, please let me know. We set up a Google Tag Manager, it's a script code. We allocate it here, and then in Google Analytics, we can find out every user come. Of course, we don't know the name, but we know the IP address. What is the behavior they have done? So Booking.com was doing very well, because if you go and search about the hotel, two remarketing they show you. One is based on the location that I'm searching. For example, with Port Dickson, the remarketing, they show you the other hotels in Port Dickson. Number two is based on the price range that you are looking for. So if you are looking for a hotel of 200 ringgit, they don't show you a hotel of 1,000 ringgit per night. But if you're looking for a hotel for 1,500 ringgit, then they don't show a hotel for 200 ringgit. So that is the analytics, which is very important for your business. Means if I go to this page and what business? Okay, shirt. I talk about shirt. Google Tag Manager, correct. So I sell shirt here. So when I go here, then the different type of shirt, then I look at, for example, a different model or different brand, and I live here. So when I live here, then the content here should be related to the page that I showing my most attention there. If I scroll down a page more than 75%, that could be a target that I'm going to do remarketing, because you have seen 75% of the content. But if you went to a page and 10% of the content, you didn't click, you didn't scroll down, you left, then I don't waste the money of me or the company or my client for that, because it was not interested, right? Unless you, this IP address back and search again, then I show different content to that. So what type of content we do in remarketing? Remarketing, normally we use Google Display Banner. Is a banner you can see in the website. Go to Malaysia, Kini, BBC, CNN, name it, New Times, whatever. You will see a banner. You search something, you leave a website, you go, you see a banner that is located in those websites. Google Display, YouTube advertising. We use it a lot for the remarketing purpose. And then social media, remarketing ads. Means the video you saw here, you go here, you leave here, right? You see a video here, you go here to the website, you don't take any action, you leave. When you leave, the next video you see in social media is a different video. So what type of video we should do? A series of UGC video, a series. We have a client that we ask for 200 UGC. You might say you're crazy, but actually this person had amazing sales. So, and he's not happy. He's not happy means, it's not that he's not happy. He's very, I want everything. I want more. So we propose we want 200, but he has over 1,000 something clients, users. So we ask for 200 UGC video. And UGC video, you don't need to get a video company to do for you. You can just take a phone and create the content. that is the genuine content, original content. So you can see sometimes for one of our clients, we just use a mobile video. It's just become like viral. It's amazing. Everybody came, and he just was talking from his heart about the business, and he was talking about how he helped people. So the video becomes so viral. A lot of people came to him. So a series of UGC, a series of, so anytime I open Facebook, I should see different people are talking about you. Different people are talking about how good is your clothing, for example. How good is your socks? I don't know, your shoes. Different people in different locations talking about you, about your products. That is very important. And then in this part, you see, we had a lot of touch in different places. Now we want sales happen because they came to page. They had the first failure. I would say failure because we wanted them. They come here to sell, but they don't sell. They leave. So when they leave, now here I have to make sure they come back. So it should be a different creative I use. But of course, I have to promote something. I have to give them a package. I have to give them an option because we already talk a lot about the benefit we have, UGC, this, that. Come on, we have the unique selling point is this, the 1,000 clients we have. Now I have to sell. This is the sales part. So I work on the package promotion. What kind of promotion we can give? Decide like traditional, like a 10% discount, 20% discount, coupon, brochure. What else we can do? And then if it's a product, if you have a product, they show that 4 or 5 different type of the images related to your product. Different color, different type of the shirt, different type of scarf, different type of, I don't know, book. If you are selling, for example, like book for kids, different type of toys. That's one of the things we had a great experience for one of the toys company, selling toys for kids. If it's product, then 4 to 5 different type of image for every ad you do. So there is in type of changing the image from different angle. If it's a service, then you see how actually what type of industry are using your service. For example, if it's a digital market, then I say, look, universities, corporate, hospitals, hotels, they are using our service, for example. And then the important part is now here you have to focus on the result, how this is going to benefit you rather than talking about the feature, because feature all they have seen already, they know about it. Now here is all about the result. If you use this product, this serum or cream or whatever, what's the benefit? What's the result? What's the output? Rather than we talk about the feature, or you know, this one is using the organic, this is that, this is like this, the material is here. Now here is focusing on the result, because now we are in the stage that we want sales happen. We already talk a lot. We already show a lot of things. Now we just expect them to take action and come back, and the sales happen. So this is in the remarketing page. No question? No question. Okay.
Yeah, we can probably stop in about 5 to 10 minutes for question later. Yeah.
Sure. Please. Any question? Should I call the name?
They are waiting for you to end only. They want to blast you with a lot of questions.
Is it? Okay, any question, you can ask me, but I will be very happy. Okay, I'm checking in the chat if there is any question, or if you want to voice out, I will be happy. I hope it was not confusing. I tried to actually simplify it as much as we can. But then let's see, there is any question for me, anything that you feel, I'm not sure if this is too early to explain. Is it because now you are in the stage of, I think, developing a product, probably going for pitching, but it is something that it can help. Is more on mindset, is actually, you know, why actually we reached to this, because we had clients, they come and say, look, I give you this amount and I want 10 times revenue. I give you this amount and this is what I want. And they assume that the moment you put the ad in social media, the sale is going to happen. It won't. If it was 5 years ago, yes. 5, 6 years ago, yes. Now the competition is huge. A lot of brand in every business, a lot of brand. Type of number of the e-commerce is keep increasing. Of course, number of the failure is increasing. 98% of commerce businesses fail. 98% in Malaysia. So you should see that. I hope I could this 1 hour of your Saturday I could spend to see. It's not about that everything you should do now, but it's about the mindset that we need to build for ourselves and for our clients. If you have a service, if you are working on a service industry and you're going to get client, it's very important to manage the expectation and build a mindset for them. Building mindset for client is actually very important, because we had clients that they came here, they sell S-Card, and then they said, okay, in the first one I want 20. And they didn't tell us, in fact. If they tell us that we don't take the project, nobody will take. But when we reached to 8 in the first month, we reached to 8 times. Those who are working in e-commerce, they know is not possible. I don't think it's possible. And I don't know how my team has achieved that. We reached to 8 times, and we thought that, okay, now we're going to write the article, we announce it everywhere. Our client is going to be very happy, but she was not happy. She said, I want, no, 8 times is not, I expected 20 times. And we found that, excuse me, where did we get that? Where we promised that we get 20 times? It's very difficult. So I thought I should talk about this, because it's something that it can prevent the failure, it prevent, disappointment from the client. And our businesses is all about clients. Clients talk about us. Clients should be happy. Then the business will grow. So a failure in a campaign actually will cause a lot. The consequences is a lot. So we have to be very careful not to take those projects that we are not sure we can get there. Number. So I will move. You have any time question you can ask. So that was the 4th stage for remarketing and getting clients, focusing on type of the video. So the last stage is actually Godfather of is a funnel. Some of the businesses, they have funnels. Some of the businesses they don't have. But in fact, many service businesses they miss this opportunity of creating a funnel, which is actually a lead nurturing. We nurture the lead. I give you an example. Someone wants to buy house. Buying house, recruiting in the registering a new course in university. These are the services, right? Buying a package, okay, luxury package of insurance, or a normal package, normal family package of insurance. I might come here, I might fill up the form, but at this moment, I still feel that, no, I don't want to pay that. I see financially not so stable. I'm thinking that, okay, let me spend some time. So what will happen? They call the leads, and then after a few days they call, then it's just gone. They because the new lead will come. So the sales team, they don't pay attention to those previous leads. But the nurturing funnel is an automation that you will put them, and you send them a series of automated email and give them some offer. And in every email, you send them, here is email, but actually now we do SMS, WhatsApp blast, many other blasts. Is a message, is an offer. It's all about offer. Here is all about offer, new promotion, new offer, new promotion, with the call to action. So it means I send the email, we send the email we send the SMS, and there is a tiny link in SMS or WhatsApp, and there is a link in the email that asks them to register now, or apply now, or learn more, or read more, or go to the shop. So this is the automated one. This will be the automation. Some of the businesses need appointment system. So appointment system for us work very, very well for those businesses that we had for service, because appointment, you see, when I fill up this form, I expect the other person call me. But when I go to appointment, I have to fill up consciously, fill up a form, look at what consultant I have to talk, the time, the slot, I fix it. There is an email to me, there's an email to consultant, there is a reminder. So the person who requests for appointment is a serious person. Conversion from appointment was very hard for both industry, education, for medical. For education and medical, we are quite strong. It was very hard, it was amazing. So the email automation also is connected to the appointment. So from email automation, they can make an appointment. From email automation, they can go to the website. From email automation, actually, they can take an action and purchase. So Godfather offer. What is Godfather offer? is a name that we create. I'm not sure if it's in the market. Godfather offer is something that you cannot reject. There's no way you reject it. There is no way you reject it. Means it's like, oh, this is amazing. So we have to give Godfather offer. You see, they came here, they saw here, they went there, they went to your remarket, everything, they fill up the form. Last things, what you can put in table to sell. It depends on your business. So what we put in table that they take it in terms of the service and product, because Godfather offer. Then the next email we talk about, is just a reminder again. UGC plus offer. UGC plus offer. A unique selling point plus offer. We show how actually we are, if it's a service, how we are actually in the industry that they're using our service. And then we talk about the customer benefit, but everywhere should be a new offer. So here in the email automation, email marketing, the important part is when we create the email here, what will be the title of the email? Is a separate course we're actually running. That's how the email marketing or the email automation should be, what type of title we should put, how the text, how the newsletter should be. But here is all about the offer. There is one more step. I didn't talk about it, but we actually implement it. From here, we want the final action. They go to sign up and registration page, right? This registration page could be the checkout in e-commerce, could be getting the offer letter, for example, university. How about if they go here and here they leave? If here they leave. So this is the part that I didn't talk about it, but that is a possibility also to again follow up with them. But one more thing that I missed it here is in email, this is what I wanted to tell for the house or for the course. They might not sign up now, but here they might sign up next 6 months. But this email automation will help them that if something came to their mind to make decision, your brand come in front of the eyes or appear in the mind. So this email series will help you a lot to still engage and nurture the client, although the rate of the open rate for email recently reduced a lot. So we should not expect that with 1,000 clients, I send them 600, they open the email. It won't. Probably it's between 12 to 20%. But still, if 1 client, 2 clients come, based on the business, is a sort of the revenue. Okay, I think I'm going to stop. Actually, I have another many more slides. So just finish it here because like it will be content without a strategy is just a bunch of data. That's what I wanted to say. So if you have just content and you don't have a strategy is important, but content is actually the fuel of your marketing engine. And then the strategy is actually the steer and pedals. So to have very, very successful business digitally, in digital landscape, to grow, you need everything. You need a chain of activity, a chain of automated activity to work together very closely without any failure. So a bug or missing of this part will affect your business. I have many more slides to go, but my time finished. I thought it's a workshop, so I thought it's I thought it's a stop. I thought it's a workshop. Then I wanted to talk for 2-3 hours, but thank you very much.
We organize workshop for you, Dr. Hani.
Thank you so much. I hope it was.
It will be very, very, very fun, and I think for many of us today in the Zoom and on Facebook. Do you know there's over 200 people watching you on Facebook?
Really? Thank you so much.
Yes,
that's
true.
great.
So,
I hope I could add some benefit for everyone. And then if you feel that this was useful, you can get in touch with me, LinkedIn. I'll be very happy. And of course, Caroline is always very kind. We have very long, good relationship, working in many projects. In fact, Caroline is actually involving in some of our academy, teaching in great level for students degree students actually. Degree students in
apparently
digital
I
marketing.
teach cybersecurity next semester.
Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, it's actually degree students, which are working adult, very high level. Caroline is actually teaching there. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm open for any question. If,
Okay.
you'd like to.
Yeah. Any
Thank you,
questions from the audience? I'm sure you all learn a lot. I was like, although this is not new to me, I'm like, every time I see him share, I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to remember that. I need to remember this. Yeah, I'm sure for many of you, it's the same as well. Okay, whether you already know digital marketing, but there's so much insight just on content strategy alone that Dr. Hani shared with us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually unmute your mic, open your cam if you have any questions. Oh, Tin asked, can he take a look at the previous slide?
Sure. B2B. Let me see. You mean this one? You mean this slide? Actually, this can go. Only I covered 10. It's overall 38. I thought it's a workshop. We have to talk, so I put in a lot of things here. But I can share with Caroline. Caroline can share with you. So what is the slide you are looking for?
B2B.
B2B means this one? Or this one? Content marketing?
This one.
Is this one? Okay, this one. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, I like the analogy. Contents are the fuel of your marketing engine, and strategy is the steer and the pedals. Yeah, yeah. That was sketchy. Anyone has a question for Dr. Hani before we go on to the next speaker? He's here, you know, he's giving you consultation right in person, up close and almost personal, because although he's on Zoom. Yeah, anyone has a question? Any of the startups here in the Zoom today, I'm sure you would like to know how, what, and how not to do it, how to do things. Because like recently, I also did, Dr. Hani, actually I did evaluation of 12 tech startups recently. Right. And 80% of them failed my evaluation, my social audit.
Not easy to pass for you, of course.
Yeah, but there's so much to learn from Dr. Hani. Can I do it alone for this strategy? He is asking. Okay, you want to unmute your mic? We can actually talk to you as well.
Okay, very, very good point. Who is the team?
Yeah.
I understand. I know it's not. It's actually it's true. So I mentioned in the middle of my presentation that if you are a company that you want to plan to go big, 10 million, 20 million, like that kind of company per year, we consult. No, not possible. But doesn't mean in a startup you cannot do it, because in a startup you see what type of content you need. You start with even our business. You know, we start with just one video. One website, one video, we just start just a simple Facebook campaign. It's slowly on that. Okay, so we get lead, then from the lead, okay, we reach to 100 leads, then we start to create, email automation. Then on top of that, we say, Facebook campaign is going well, automation going well, then we set up a Google. So you see, as slowly, in the process of 3 to 6 months, we build that, and then we move on. It's not something overnight, definitely. And even the content, you are still, after 6-7 years, we are still generating new content. I had a shooting last week in the office. So we are still creating the new content. So it's something that you have to build it slowly, website or landing page, and then your Facebook. Slowly from the Facebook, you create few content, bring the traffic, then you connect your automation, you create the funnel. You know, the funnel is very important for your business. Although I still don't know exactly what you all are doing, but funnel is automation, is a process, is a user journey. So you see, at this moment, it's all about the content for user journey. User journey is something that you need to pay attention. Do you help clients to manage it? We do, but here is very much on consultancy. Normally, yeah, of course, that's our job to do it. But here, this session was not to sell. It was just about to, we give an overview how actually you should go. Of course, there are a lot of agency that they help, and when you reach, inshallah, you reach to the level that you get the fund, you want to grow the business. The team will consult you for any agency, Caroline, anyone else, they can help you. I'm very happy for your team. I will wish you great success. Thank you so much. We probably catch up soon.
Yeah. Just curious, Tin, what business are you in? What's your industry? Who are your customers? You were saying B2B. You can type into the chat. Is it there? Probably he's still typing. Yeah. But he mentioned he's in B2B. Oh, education. Oh, education is Chamran's specialty. One of their specialties. That's how I got to know them. Yeah.
Is it a startup company? Is it a startup company? Or a startup company education? Okay,
Oh,
great.
amazing.
Great.
Yeah, you can connect with one another through LinkedIn. Yeah, Tin, do you want to put your LinkedIn profile into the chat as well? Yeah, while we wait for him. Yeah. Yeah, maybe after this thing. Thank you so much, Tin. Yeah.
Sure,
I think
sure.
it's meant to be, Honey. The synergy is there. You're meant to share what you shared, although I think you only shared 30%, but it's okay. I think we all are like, so much data, so much insight. So, and I'm sure that Tin will look you up for coffee and get some tips from you. Yeah.
Sure.
And
I would love that. Yeah,
I think
we are based
all
in
of us
strategy.
love your sharing. It was super insightful. I could listen to you for hours. Seriously,
Thank you very much. Thank you so
But
much,
okay.
Caroline.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I hope to catch up with you soon.
Sure,
and
Caroline.
also your stuff. I remember when you
Sure.
talk about TikTok, I first exposed you live on TikTok, remember?
Oh yeah. We had a dinner with the gathering or
Yeah, it was
gathering.
like, huh? I'm live? Yeah. Okay, well, it's fun. Yeah. Okay,
Great,
thank you so
great.
much, Dr. Hani.
Thank you.
Let's
Have
connect
a good
again. Yeah.
Saturday, everybody. Thank you very much. I hope you have a great. I'm sure there are a lot of experts they talk here. So enjoy your day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.
See you then. Okay, bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Our next speaker for today is Dr. Liew Boon Keong, or VK as is often known. I was given his company name as something else, but I also saw for profile is Centriverse. He's the CEO of Centriverse, and he's going to tell us today about Web3 in a nutshell. Okay, Dr. Liew, are you there? Let me look for you and highlight you. Is he? I just saw him coming in just now. Oh yeah, he's here. Yes. Okay. Dr. Liew, would you like to open your video so that I can hide on you? We chit chat a bit before we start. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Dr. Liew. Yeah. So, how's that? You are. It's actually when I first got to know you, I was actually given your contact and actually say hi to you. I'm Caroline from ABC and so on. And but when I read your profile, that was like, and I saw that you have so many books on Amazon as well. So, you're muted, I think. Are you muted? Yeah, I can't hear you. Can everybody hear you? Can anyone hear Dr. Liew? Oh, I think your audio, yeah, T.E. Tan says no. Let's think. You can sing us a song. Can't hear, yeah. A lot of people cannot hear, yeah. I hear a bit.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's perfect now. Okay. So, Dr. Liew, I'm so thankful that I know I chased you, Dr. Liew. I asked you for this, for that, the information, your profile, and so on. But it's worth getting the information. And I hope you fully recovered. You were unwell last week, right?
Yes. I just came back from London. So I was tested positive for it. But now it's negative already.
Yeah, you look healthy. How young are you, by the way? Was asked.
How young? 65.
Still young. I'm 55. Still young. You're all young at heart. Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Liew today is going to talk for us a very important and trending topic about the Web3, the metaverse, and all these things. And he is the Chief Business Officer and co-founder of Centriverse. Is it Centrilution or Centriverse? Because I was given two names.
Yeah, just explain a bit. Centriverse is the parent company. So it's focusing on metaverse, the latest trend. And Centrigration is one of the subsidiary under Centriverse.
Okay. I was
yeah,
given
so
the
I
other
mean,
name. Yeah. So
yeah,
I'm not wrong like, by putting the name into the
yeah, Search
flyer.
Integration is focusing on Web3 education.
So you do NFTs. Yeah, I create NFTs as well.
Yes,
Games
that's
and
correct.
virtual museums. So you are also doing the Land.io, right? Which is a blockchain-enabled ecosystem. Wow, you're doing a lot of things, and you're advisor for even Prime Metaprop, which is also.
Yes, under Casey.
Do you have so much time? I see your profile, which I'm going to put into the chat. I'm like, I still have so much time, but I really need to
more on
learn.
time management.
And for people like me, I see your books that you shared. I'm going to share into for the audience on here, and as well as Facebook. And I think I will probably buy a couple of them. I saw something that I like already.
Thank you.
I must find you for. Are you in KL? Must find you for Yum Cha to sign.
Actually, you can buy physical book for me, which is much more cheaper.
Yeah, Amazon cost me like every time I buy from US, it cost me like $100 just for shipping.
For me, I can get cheaper because it's an author. So
okay, that's a signed copy as well, right? Okay,
yes.
I will contact you for that. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so Dr. Liu, right here in person, and over to you, Dr. Liu.
Okay, thank you, Caroline, for organizing the event and also giving me the opportunity to speak on Web3. Now, Web3 is something very new and also is the popular technology now. But many people still didn't understand what is Web3. So let me try my best to explain what is Web3, which is something very, very new. Now let me share my screen and my PowerPoint. Can you see my slide?
Yeah, it's very clear.
Okay, let's start because it's quite a lot of things. I have compiled quite a lot of things, and some of them can be very technical. So later on in Q&A, you can ask me questions, no problem. Okay, if you want to talk about Web3, you need to look at the history of the web. So the web, in fact, started in the last century, as early as 1969, when US came out with something called ARPANET. That was during the Cold War. Because during Cold War, if because US was afraid of the nuclear strike from Soviet Union, the former Soviet Union. So if something strike, let's say Washington, the communication will be destroyed. But using internet, something like internet, the network is decentralized. So they can still maintain the line of command using a decentralized network. That's why how they conceived the internet. But at first it was used only for military and also academic research. So that time nobody know about internet, even in US itself. That time actually they didn't call internet, it's more like a regional wide area network. Then fast forward to the late 1980s, ARPANET became obsolete, and then they expanded the network to all the academic institutions and also start to commercialize. Then entering 1990s, we have this something called World Wide Web, invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee, the UK scientist. Yeah, so we should thank him for the invention of internet. That time was this internet was very, very passive, and no, you cannot interact with the internet. You can only read the internet. But we are already very excited about this internet. We have Yahoo. We have that time Google was very new, but we have this something called Netscape. So Netscape is the first browser that enable everyone in the world to access the information on the internet using multimedia content, like we have images and also video. Although that time video was very slow because of dial-up network. That time didn't have Wi-Fi, so the internet was super slow. For example, to download a picture, it would take maybe 20-30 minutes. But already we are very excited. And for me, I started my first website in 1995. So one of the first in Malaysia to create a website. And we should call this web the first phase of web called Web 1.0, because mostly it's read only internet. Not many people can write to internet. I mean, not many people can create content. Only those website developers, they can create content. So I'm one of the very few ones who can create content. In fact, one of my websites still ranked the top in the world for Visual Basic tutorial. Okay, so still ranked the top by Google, the top, in fact, the top 5. Okay, so that time a lot of people try, during Web 1.0, a lot of people try to come out with a business model that can monetize. That time we don't even call e-commerce, there's no e-commerce, but everybody try to come up with something that can monetize. But many people fail. That's why towards 1990, even though a lot of money coming in, a lot of funding coming in, but it became a bubble, a huge bubble. And the bubble burst towards the end of 1990s, towards the end of the century, of the previous century, because of the economic crisis in 1997, I think. So many companies went bust. Okay, many people lost money, and only very few companies survived until now. So one of them is Amazon.com, and the other one is Google. Google was very small. They were the search engine for Yahoo at that time during Web 1.0, but it's still, they grew big until now, become one of the top web company in the world. Then entering the new millennium, entering new century, we can see the internet boom again with the invention of Web 2.0, which is called interactive web, the social network. Okay, invented by Facebook. Before the Facebook was Friendster, and also like WebSpace and all that. Okay, so this is a time that where user can create content, and you can interact with the content. So, like for example, anybody can post your messages on Facebook, and also write, create content, even video, upload video. And until now, like we have TikTok and all this, YouTube. So all this means we have a new internet which everyone can create content. So this is called Web 2.0. The main is called participatory network internet. Anyone, even the old people, can upload the content. In fact, anyone. And also can monetize. And this is a time where e-commerce become very popular. For example, Alibaba, Lazada, Amazon, eBay. So all these are making huge amount of money. The regional one is Shopee, Lazada. And also we have instant messengers, messaging app like WhatsApp, Twitter, all this. So all these are classified under Web 2.0, right? So you know what is Web 2.0. So Web 2.0 now has reached the peak, but it also creates some issue. For example, it become too centralized. So only those big companies are controlling our data. Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, they call FAANG, Netflix. So they control what you want to eat, what you want to watch, what movie you want to watch, where you want to visit. So they push a lot of content to you without your consent. Okay, so every day what you see is all this are pushed to you, all this advertisement are pushed to you. And you have no control over your data. They even manipulate your data. They sell your data, okay? And even manipulate the election in the US, for example, under this Cambridge, I can't remember what's the issue. There was a company, they manipulate the data until they can manipulate the election results in US. Okay, so now a bunch of people try to overcome this issue of centralization of power and also control our own data. So we come out with Web 3. Okay, so Web 3 and Web 3.0 different. I'll explain later. So I mentioned Web 3 without the 0.0. I'll explain why later on. In fact, a lot of people mistaken the two. So Web 3 is something called decentralized web. That means nobody control your data. You control your own data. And the whole thing is the whole network is decentralized. There's no one central authority that control the internet. So this is what we call Web 3. And I'll explain to you what is Web 3. So I hope you understand the development of Web from 1.0, 2.0 to Web 3. And Web 3 still is in an infancy. Okay, so this is a simple definition of Web 3. Web 3 is a new internet iteration in attempt to establish a decentralized online network. So user own and control is the content and asset, digital asset they create. For example, NFT is a digital asset. So we create our own content, create our own video, create our own articles, and also our digital asset. For example, art, digital arts and all that. So this is called a new World Wide Web that hosts the app, decentralized apps that run on blockchain technology. So the technology behind Web3, the main technology is blockchain. Although it's not the only one, but blockchain is the core technology that power Web3. And Web3 advocates user privacy and ownership of data. Not like present, Google control our privacy and our own data. Okay, so this is the basic definition of Web3. And Web 3 is not Web 3.0. So to make it simple, these are the three main features of Web 3. So first one is decentralized. That means nobody control, no single entity control the web. And second one is permissionless. You don't need to sign up to give up your personal data to join the web. So the simple procedure is just use a wallet, the wallet to connect Web 3. No need to like put your username, your IC, everything. And third thing is secure. Nobody can hack the Web 3 because this is based on blockchain. So blockchain is unhackable. So just remember these three things: decentralized, permissionless, and secure. Okay, let's do a simple comparison between Web 1.0, Web 2.0, and Web 3. So Web 1.0, in fact, Web 1.0 is semi-decentralized. Okay, so I mean, that time is almost like centralized, decentralized, but also semi-decentralized because there are one or two entities that control the internet. For example, Amazon.com. That time we have only static web pages, somewhere a basic web page, and you have to use HTML to create a network. So I hope you know what is HTML. It's hypertext markup language. So these are the I was using this language to create a website, but now you don't need. Now you don't need to know HTML to create a website, a web page. That time we have basic e-commerce, and we use Java, JavaScript. Only use dial-up modem. So which means you have to connect to the phone to dial up the internet before you can connect to internet. That time I remember the speed was 14.4 kilobyte per second. Now it's called giga. That time only kilobyte. So the internet was super slow. And that time Web 1.0 only transmit information. Okay, there's no sharing, but only transmit information. Okay, now look at Web 2.0. So Web 2.0, you can read and write. That means you can read and also create the content. But the web is centralized by those big entities like Google, Amazon, Facebook. Okay. And that time we have social media. You can socialize, you can interact with your friends and anybody in the world. Social media apps. So that we call it dynamic and interactive. That means you can create content. The content can change anytime. Not like Web 1.0. Web 1.0, the content won't change. And then we have user-generated content or UGC. But the data is controlled and owned by FAANG and big corporation. FAANG means Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. So it's called FAANG, okay? And some other big corporation. And that time we already have mobile web. Web 2.0 is mobile web because thanks to Steve Jobs, who invented the smartphone. So now you can have mobile web and mobile apps and Wi-Fi everywhere. So Wi-Fi internet connection become wireless. So you can connect to Wi-Fi anywhere, even in the jungle, even anywhere, any part of the world. So when you, for example, when you travel to other country, the first thing you ask is where can I get Wi-Fi? Of course, now also we have a mobile data. So you can transmit and sharing information all the time. So Web 2.0. So Web 2.0 is still very important. It's still the main player of web. Okay. Now only we talk about Web 3. Web 3, because people are fed up with a big corporation, Google, Facebook controlling your data. So we have, so there's some intelligent people trying to do this, try to overcome the issue. So now you can read, write, and own your content. And the web is called decentralized web. And apps is called D-apps. That means decentralized apps. So the app is also decentralized. And user control own data. You control your own data. You have private and secure connection. And the technology is called blockchain. And we have our Web3 currency called cryptocurrency. Okay, that means you can transfer money P2P. You don't need a bank, okay, or other financial institution. It's just like transmit to anybody in the world using blockchain technology. And now we call it token economics or tokenomics. Okay, we are talking about using token to drive the economy, which is different from the conventional economy. And we have DeFi. DeFi means decentralized finance. So finance also become decentralized. You don't need bank to do transaction. You can get similar products, but all decentralized. You can save FD, okay, and with a higher interest per year. And also you can have all kind of financial products. You can do trading, you can do margin trade, even futures. So whatever you have in the conventional finance, you have it in DeFi. So this is another huge topic which I can't elaborate everything, but I'll elaborate a bit. And then wallet, you use crypto wallets, which is a digital wallet that keep all your digital currencies. Okay. And asset, we talk about digital asset, which is NFT, yes. And the world also become virtual reality, and also augmented reality, and we call this metaverse. And organization become DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. So no more like down kind of organization structure. So you have no more leader, but rather than we have a decentralized organization. And now Web3 can transmit value. You can send money, okay, over the web. Not just information, but also money. And you can create wealth. So this is something very exciting. And everyone should study, should learn about Web3, because this is going to be something, next big thing in the next 3 to 5 years. So if you don't start now, you'll be left behind. Every company should have a Web3 strategy. Okay, now just now I mentioned Web 3 and Web 3.0 are different. So just pay attention to this. Web 3 and Web 3.0. A lot of people use the same, I will call it, thought they are same meaning, but actually they are not. So Web 3.0 is also called semantic web. They focus on efficiency and intelligence by reusing and linking data across websites. So that means, for example, you have one ID for Facebook, one ID for Google, one ID for Amazon. But now if Web 3.0, they want everything one. That means using one ID, you can log into Google, to Facebook, to Amazon, and everything. Okay. So decentralized web, on the other hand, decentralized web put a strong emphasis on security and environment by returning control of data and identity to users. Okay, this is Web 3. But Web 3.0, they use the data still controlled by the big corporations. Only thing they want to make it more efficient. Okay, so I put a simple table to compare Web 3 and Web 3.0. So in terms of distribution model, Web 3 is decentralized peer-to-peer, but Web 3.0 still client server, just like the traditional web client server. So it's a centralized web. For the protocols, Web 3 is blockchain based. Web 3 is still using the Hypertext Transfer Protocol or HTTP or HTTPS. Web 3 is an alternative to the World Wide Web, but Web 3.0 is a continuation of the World Wide Web. So you have something like a parallel web. Web 3 is another one, but Web 3.0 is a continuation of the present Web 2.0. So the philosophy also different. So Web 3 is eliminating intermediaries and connect, so everyone can connect directly. The content creators can connect directly. But Web 3.0 is an evolution of the web. Okay, it becomes more semantic, more like human language kind of search. Okay, so you have to differentiate the two. Okay, so it's more explanation of semantic web. So semantic web is an extension of the existing World Wide Web. Okay, so it provides software program with machine interpretable metadata. So computer can make more meaningful interpretation like the way humans process information. So more like a humanized kind of a web. Okay, so Web 3.0 will be there and even I think forever. But in parallel, we have this Web 3. Okay, so Web 3.0 won't just disappear like that. So it's still very important. Okay, so fast forward a bit. So now I want to talk about blockchain. Blockchain is the underlying technology of Web 3. So without Web 3, without blockchain, we cannot have Web 3. In fact, blockchain is a distributed and decentralized digital ledger. Okay, distributed and decentralized digital ledger. It's just an Excel sheet, but decentralized. So it can be used to record transactions and other data across a peer-to-peer network. So this is a centralized network, the traditional client server. So you have central server, then for example, Google. So everyone can access the server, okay, to retrieve the data and so on. In comparison, blockchain is decentralized peer-to-peer network. So all these devices are connected peer-to-peer in terms of it's a decentralized network. So your handphone, your laptop, your desktop, and all kinds of devices, even the mainframe, the mining machine, all these are connected to the network. But this is a peer-to-peer network, a decentralized network. So nobody is a central server. right? Okay, the good thing is the blockchain network, every device is called a node, NODE node. So each node will keep a copy of the blockchain ledger. Okay, so everyone keep the same copy. Therefore, we can say that blockchain is immutable because it's if you want to destroy the data, you have to destroy all the nodes, but it's quite impossible because the network is widespread. So therefore we say this hacker proof. Yeah, the first characteristic is blockchain is transparent. Everyone can look at the ledger. In fact, for example, Bitcoin, for Bitcoin transaction, you can look at blockchain they call it Block Explorer. So you can check the transaction, every piece of transaction. Okay, so this is transparent. But for private company, for example, Web 2.0, the data is not transparent. For example, you cannot check the data of Google. Secure. Blockchain is very, very secure. It's not hackable because of decentralized nature. Permissionless, mentioned before, permissionless. That means you don't need permission to join the network. Auditable. Yeah, every transaction can be audited because there's a record of history in the blockchain. All the transaction is recorded and anybody can check. And you cannot censor it. Okay, you cannot manipulate. Not like the present Web 2, the accountant can manipulate the data. Okay, can manipulate the figures. Okay, but blockchain is immutable. And blockchain is based on consensus. Everything is done through consensus. That means all the members must agree. Then only the proposal can be approved. Okay, so all this very important characteristic of blockchain. Okay, the building block is blockchain is constructed in a chronological chain. So it can prevent counterfeiting or okay, so this example I illustrated using the picture. Okay, blockchain is constructed, but for the is encrypted using hashing technology. Hashing means it's a kind of code. Once you hash it, you cannot change it. So actually, the hash code is very long, but just simplify it. It is actually 64 characters. Okay, so this is very short. Just make it simplified. So if you notice, block, first block, second block, and third block. So they are connected using hash. For example, block 2. If you look at block 2, the previous hash is 4373C7FB. It should be the same as the hash of block 1. Okay, similarly for block 3, the previous hash should be the same as hash of block 2, and so on. So imagine if anybody break the code or try to manipulate the data, so the hash should be changed immediately. So for example, block 2, somebody tried to change the data. So everybody can notice this has been broken. This chain has been broken. So the culprit is block 2. So therefore, using hash, the blockchain is very secure. Okay, and the role of blockchain in cryptocurrency. As we know, Bitcoin is the first application of blockchain. And without blockchain, you cannot have cryptocurrency. So blockchain is the underlying technology for all the cryptocurrencies. So it can be used to mint digital asset, Bitcoin, NFT, and everything blockchain. Okay, and it can be used to verify and record transaction. This verification we call it consensus protocol or proof of work, or then everybody call it mining. Mining actually is proof as kind of proof of work. It's a kind of consensus protocol to verify all the transactions. But now Ethereum, they are using something called proof of stake. Yeah? So there are different, there are many kind of consensus protocols. But proof of work is still very, very important. So I would like to say Bitcoin is the first Web3 digital currency. I think nobody put this, but I put this as Web3 digital currency, the first one. So Bitcoin was invented by some guy called Satoshi Nakamoto. Actually, nobody knows who is he, who is Satoshi. He may not be a Japanese, or he may not be a one person. It could be a team of person. Okay, so Bitcoin was invented during the Lehman Brothers crisis, 2008. And he posted a white paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. You can download the white paper on the web. If you are keen, the paper is quite technical. Okay, so Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency without a central bank. It can be sent from user to user on a peer-to-peer network. That's why Russia tried to use Bitcoin now because they have been sanctioned. So Bitcoin, it can actually, you can avoid the sanction because you don't need to use chip code. You just send through the blockchain network and nobody can censor it. Okay, Bitcoin solution is a combination of digital signatures. Okay, they use the digital signature and P2P distribution system. So user transact directly with each other with the help of P2P network to check for double spending. Okay, so the main issue about digital currency is double spending, but Bitcoin solved this problem. Double spending means you can send the same amount of Bitcoin to another person. Okay, you still hold the same amount of Bitcoin. You won't lose a Bitcoin. That means you send twice or more than twice. Just like sending email, you can CC to somebody. But if you do this in a digital currency, so it will defeat the purpose. That means there's infinite amount of money you can spend. But Bitcoin solved this problem. Okay, this one, I think I just pass forward. Okay, so Ethereum. So the next most important digital currency is called Ethereum. I would say Ethereum is the foundation of Web3 because Ethereum invented something called smart contracts. And Ethereum is a programmable blockchain featuring smart contract and native Ethereum. If you compare to Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not programmable unless you are very good, unless you are very tip-top programmers. But Ethereum can be programmed by any programmers. So Ethereum is an open source platform and used to deploy decentralized applications or DApps. That's why Ethereum is very important because it can build DApps. For example, NFT. NFT is built using mostly by Ethereum blockchain using smart contracts. So if we don't know who is the founder of Bitcoin, but we know Ethereum is founded by Vitalik Buterin. When he was 19 years old, he invented Ethereum. He's a Russian Canadian, born 1994. Okay, very young, but he's super successful. His IQ I heard is 250, very high IQ. Okay, so the main feature of Ethereum is smart contract. Smart contract is something like auto executing contract. When you fulfill certain terms and conditions, the transaction is done. So all the transaction, for example, NFT, by transferring NFT to another person, so the smart contract is executed. The smart contract is very important in Ethereum. Then Web3 finance or DeFi, I call it Web3 finance. So DeFi is decentralized finance. All right. And that means operating financial application on a decentralized network such as blockchain. DeFi leverages on decentralized network and decentralized technologies to transform conventional financial product into trustless and transparent protocol that run without intermediaries. Trustless means you don't have to trust the other party to transfer your money or to accept the money or to do a transaction. You don't have to trust the other party because the trust is built inside blockchain. We trust a blockchain network rather than the person. All right, but bank have the trust. I call that issue now. If you read newspaper nowadays, you can see that a lot of scam going on. Even the bank also the bank people try to manipulate your accounts. A lot of people lost money. The money just transferred to somebody else. Okay, so there's a trust deficit now among the banks. But in DeFi, there's no issue. Sorry. Okay, Web3 digital asset or NFT. Yeah. So NFT, the full name is non-fungible token. It's a unit of data stored on a distributed ledger, digital ledger, or blockchain. The certified digital asset is unique and therefore not interchangeable. So NFT is a digital asset that can prove ownership. It belongs to the creator, and nobody can plagiarize or counterfeit. You can so NFT is very good for certifying the ownership. For example, a piece of diamond or art piece. Okay, you can copy the image, but you cannot copy the ownership. Therefore, now NFT is very, very important for content creators and good for copyright. Yeah, when you talk about NFT, you also talk about fungible token. Fungible token is not unique. For example, cryptocurrency, these are fungible token, so they are interchangeable. Just like your one Bitcoin, my one Bitcoin, you can interchange. Just like money, the money we have is interchangeable, it's fungible. But art is non-fungible. For example, you created the art. Your art and my art is different. So NFT can be purely digital asset or a representation of the real world objects. For example, you created a music or in-game items. All those. Now these are all digital asset by the domain name or movie. So all this can be purely digital, but it can be real estate. You can use an NFT to represent your real estate. In fact, real estate is becoming very important in the blockchain space. So a lot of companies like landlord try to use NFT to represent a land title, or you can tokenize a land the real estate and sell as security, sell as share to the investors. In fact, this company called I can't remember the name. So a lot of people, actually a lot of companies try to do that. so that to make the real estate property industry more liquid, because real estate is the last frontier, still difficult to digitize. So once you can digitize them, so the industry is huge. It's one of the biggest industry in the world, I would say. I can talk about this in another talk. So NFT can be bought and sold online frequently with cryptocurrency. The NFT craze started with actually Jack Dorsey, the Twitter's founder. He auctioned his first ever tweet. Okay, just a tweet, a short tweet in it, as an NFT, and was sold for whopping 2.9 million US. Okay, that's huge amount of money. Huh? Just words only. I don't know who bought it. This is even crazier. Huh? This piece of art, only a digital art, okay, called the Every Day is the First 5,000 Days by artist Bipper, sold for 69 million. Okay, 69 million is apparently bought by a Singaporean. Okay. So next term is called metaverse. I call it Web3 virtual space. So this is another term which is very hot now. In fact, this metaverse appear in a science fiction. The prefix meta means beyond, verse means universe. Okay, meta means beyond, verse means universe. In fact, the term is not new. The concept is coined by Stephenson, Neil Stephenson, in his science fiction called Snow Crash. Okay, in which humans act as avatar and interact with each other inside a 3D virtual space, using the metaphor of the real world. So in fact, you can buy the book and read it. So I bought the Kindle version. I use this Kindle device to read it. Okay, it's quite interesting. And now this fiction writer, Neil Stephenson, became very important in the metaverse industry. He became, I think he created he found his own metaverse company. I can't remember the name. Okay, he wanted to create a standard of metaverse. So this is the book, huh? Snow Crash. Snow Crash is a kind of drug. They sell drug in metaverse. Huh? Just imagine. Snow Crash. Okay, if you want to look at definition, metaverse is a hybrid virtual physical extension of our real world. Uses mixed reality technologies such as VR, AR, XR, extended reality to create 3D version of parallel world. Okay, focus on social connection. Now, for example, Facebook, now you interact, but only in 3D space. If we are in metaverse, you can interact with your friend in a 3D environment. You can shake hands using your avatar. You can dance, you can do sports and all that, and attend convention, attend, for example, a conference like today, but like face-to-face, using your VR headsets. For example, Oculus. I have one set of Oculus. So once you wear the Oculus, you are like inside another universe, another environment. Sorry. Yeah. This is a basic framework of metaverse. So you must have the hardware, you must have the computing, I call that programming. You have to program it. And then you have networking inside metaverse, a 3D networking. You must have virtual platforms, a 3D virtual platform. And you must have interaction tools and standards. Now a lot of metaverse operates in silos. They don't interact. For example, Decentraland, Sandbox, they all have their own world. But ideal metaverse should be interconnected. can be interchanged. For example, the asset you create in one metaverse can be used in another metaverse. And then you must have payment services, you must have digital currency payment, you might have digital mobile wallet, and so on. And you must have content. And metaverse without content is nothing. So you must have content, you must have services, you must have all the NFT assets. Okay, so to qualify as a metaverse, you must have all these components. And now we even can incorporate DeFi in metaverse. For example, you have GameFi. GameFi means you combine gaming and DeFi to create something like play to earn game. You can play and earn. For example, Axie Infinity, you can play and earn. I heard those in the Philippines. A lot of Filipinos are making money by playing games. It seems they can earn more than the minimum wage. This is a new economy in Web3. So these are some of the metaverse games which you can try: Axie Infinity, Sandbox, Gala, Mobox, Decentraland, and so on. Okay, metaverse not just in gaming, but you can do it in tourism, in many other industries. For example, you can have a virtual tour. Especially now we have COVID, so a lot of people cannot travel. A lot of countries you cannot go, but you can use a virtual tour to tour those places. You can have virtual hotel tour, virtual excursions, and immersive navigation. That means you are like inside it. You can wandering around, travel around the world. Okay, this is tourism. Okay, metaverse and real estate. Now you don't have to build a show house. Property developer don't have to build a show house, but just build a show house in the metaverse. So everyone can use a goggle, the AR headset, to visit the website and look at the building. In fact, they can build a complete building in the metaverse, and you can go in and look for the unit you want, and you can book immediately. I'm sure it can improve the bookings rate. You also can improve the service quality using metaverse. So no need face-to-face.
Sorry for interrupting, Dr. Liu. I think we only have 2 minutes left, and then for the Q&A.
Okay, fast one. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so you want to have virtual real estate. Virtual real estate means you can buy those virtual land, not the real land, like Decentraland. And I mind you, those land are more expensive. Some of the digital land are more expensive than the real property. Okay. For example, a piece of land in Decentraland can sell for $2 million USD. Okay, I fast forward a bit, so you can have metaverse in education like this one. You just pay $10 a month to visit all the classroom in a 3D manner. You can learn about dinosaurs, you can learn about ancient history and also in astronomy, all kinds. And also manufacturing. So you can create those, manufacture those, for example, an object using metaverse. So you can reduce risk of quality control and all that, and rapid production, and increase in the number of product designs. Because using metaverse, you can design quickly. And now we have companies that provide metaverse as a service. Because of the technology, complex technologies, a lot of companies don't know how to create metaverse. So we have metaverse company as a service. We have quite a few in KL now. If you want it, I can introduce to them. Even my company also provide metaverse service, for example, to create NFT and so on. So this one called MaaS. No more software as a service, but metaverse as a service. Healthcare. Last but not least, I want to mention DAO. DAO is decentralized autonomous organization. So it's managed by a community without a central authority. Every decision is based on consensus. Okay, and this is becoming very, very important now. And the government is trying to regulate this and try to enact a law to to authorize DAO, because DAO is much more democratic, transparent, and decentralized. And these are some of my books which I've written. You can search for the title or search for my name on Amazon.
Yeah, we shared the links in both the Facebook as well as the Zoom.
Yeah, then this I even have Chinese book. Okay, if you want to connect to communicate with me, you can use my email here or my LinkedIn. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Liu. Yeah, but we do have 2 questions. You can unshare your slides so that the picture, our images become bigger on the Facebook. Otherwise, it's like so
okay, sure. Yeah. Okay, how to unshare it?
Okay, let me unshare for you.
You can do it, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, can.
Okay, stop share. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. It was like so much information,
Yeah,
and I
much.
actually said, oh, there's so much to learn actually. And I was actually thinking about Web 2.0, 3.0. I was also exploring 4.0 and 5.0. I teach AI students as well in one of the local universities part-time, yeah. And I was so interested, and suddenly you pop up. And you have everything, yeah. And anyway, we have 2 questions from the audience. One is from Tung, and she asks, can a person create multiple anonymous ID in blockchain? Can scamming be detected?
I agree with you. We can create anonymous ID. So what is the next question?
T. Tan from ABS Global asks, is every block a node? If I delete the
No, that's how anonymous.
Her question from Tung, can a person create multiple anonymous ID in blockchain? So can anyone detect if there's a scam?
In fact, scam is depending on your own, what I call that. You have to be careful, because a lot of people, not because of blockchain can be scammed, but because they scam through social engineering. They can pretend to be your friend. In fact, I was scammed one time. A person pretend to be my friend, so asked me to go on there's a website for airdrop, so I go in and key in my password, everything. Immediately I lost quite a lot of money
from your MetaMask,
from my blockchain. So I lost. In fact, I can buy a car with that amount of money.
Oh my God, that's a lot of money. Yeah. I in fact, 30% of my friends who are into NFTs, we started late last year, and 30% of people lost. So I was like vigilantly early this year trying to teach people about.
Yeah, must be careful. So as long as you can protect your private key, then it should be okay. So I was not careful.
No, it's clicking all the wrong links and stuff.
Yeah.
They thought it's from OpenSea, but it's not from OpenSea. Example.
Correct. And then the person may not be your friend, may not be they can even describe as your relative, as your
correct.
parent,
Yes, it happens all the time. Yeah.
It happens all the time. Yeah.
It's I would say it's our own vigilance, as you mentioned just now. Yeah.
So the next question.
Next question is from T.E. Tan from ABS Global. He asks, is every block a node? Is every block a node? If I delete the block 2 hash stroke node, does that mean the link to block 1 and block 3 are disconnected?
I think you have a bit of misunderstanding. I think it's a wrong, I will call that interpret wrongly, because a block is not a node. Node is a person, is a decentralized network that keep the blockchain. The blocks are chained together. Okay, so example, this node 1 have the blockchain, So Node 2 also have the exact same copy of the blockchain. Okay. So if that one of the block in Node 1 is compromised, so immediately Node 2, Node 3, Node 4 can detect. Okay, because the copy are original. Okay, so they can detect something happened in Node 1. Okay.
TE, does that address your question? Oh, I think he, oh, okay, yeah. I think it's inside, right? Yeah, TE. TE Tan is still in the Zoom. Does that address your question? You can unmute your mic if you want to.
Yeah, I can.
Yes, yes.
It
Now,
does?
now
Okay.
I understand better. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We have one more question from Ivan Tan from Off Skills. He said he missed out on a slide just now about VR learning pay per month. Yeah, there was one slide where he's showing that they pay $10 a month. One. Yeah, he's up to date.
Oh,
that
the one is
that
education. The one is called Victoria XR. So anybody can pay $10 to access the content using your Oculus or whatever AR goggle. So you can go in and select the content. That, for example, you want to learn biology or you want to learn history.
He asked, can you share that particular slide again? I believe because Ivan is on an education platform, he may probably want to connect to you how to bring this type of learning into his platform. Correct? Yeah, but are you able to share the slide? Yeah, Ivan, you put it in, I will come and support you.
Share the slide, or I put in the.
I used to play with VR a couple of years ago. Now
maybe I put in the link. I put in the.
You can share.
Hold on.
Or the link to the company, yeah, so they can look at the model.
Yeah, because you can go in. We call it Victoria XR Academy. Okay, wait. Okay, I type inside a message there. So there's a link.
Oh, Victoria XR, okay.
So in fact, I'm also starting under certification of site MOU with APU and Generosity University College to start Web3 education there. And it could become micro credentials.
So with APU and Generosity, is Roy Prasad still there in Generosity? Generosity.
Professor James.
James, okay, yeah.
So I'm going to start there. If you are keen, you can reach out to me. We can collaborate. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, APU, you can get your
platform with another one. Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, I'm quite ambitious. I wanted to come up with a diploma in Web3.
Wow, I want to take the. I'm a sucker for courses and paper qualifications.
I try to start next month. It'll be a short courses, like 2-day course, and maybe a series of courses. Yeah. Oh,
fantastic! Yeah. When you launch it, to let me know so that I can share across. I think a lot of people would be interested. Yes. Any more questions? Our next speaker is on the way in because he's doing his teaching EMBA in another uni, and he's going to hop in for a while. Yeah, but that's what I was saying. I said you got extra a few minutes because we're waiting for him. Yeah. Any more questions from the audience? Okay. So far it's on Zoom. Yeah. I think actually I want to ask you, Dr. Liu, how do you keep yourself motivated, number one. Number two, how do you catch up with so much things that are happening on the metaverse?
For me, I think all the while I like technology since 1990s. I started my first website until now, still ranked the top. It's called Visual Basic Tutorial. In fact, I wrote a few books on that, and one of my books was used by University of Wesleyan as a textbook.
Wow, fantastic!
But this is only my hobby.
Hobby only. Okay. This is now the real thing.
I keep all the while I keep track of the latest technologies until now.
Wow.
And I learned things. You need discipline, a lot of discipline to learn all these things.
Your IQ must be very, very high, lah.
Actually, I'm a Mensa Society member.
No wonder. I actually took the test once. I passed, but I didn't do anything. It was many, many, many years ago. Yeah.
Then you can reapply. It
was just for the sake. I wanted to pass it just for the sake of sanity shock.
Actually, there's no such thing as pass or fail. Just that if you qualify top 2%, we accepted you as a member.
That was when I was much younger, probably 21 years ago. Yeah.
You should join back.
I think I want to, because it's like I'm intrigued by all things brain and all this stuff. I was
Because
like,
we
last
have
night,
a lot of
I spent
wonderful
3
people.
hours projecting the galaxy and the all the 10 planets on my ceiling, looking at the light.
Oh, you like astronomy?
Oh, I do. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I do. I'm
That's
crazy
good.
over that. Yeah.
So we can create a metaverse universe.
Well, I did try doing my own NFTs. It has to come with a book and all that. So it's like it got stopped for the last few months, but I do want to continue. But I did on Polygon. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Polygon is cheap because the gas fee is cheap.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm self-taught. I just Google, learn, play, touch, try. Yeah,
In
that's
fact,
why I always
yeah.
learn all this while.
Yeah, actually, I'm reaching out to all the artists and art galleries. If you are keen, you can contact me. We will create a metaverse art gallery.
Can, because
for you.
mine is energy infused. I actually infuse my art with I do charge them, and they have a sacred geometry. They have 7 chakras elements embedded and all that. Yeah, mine is
that's
like
right.
multiple layers. Yeah,
That's
but
very
it was
good.
fun. It was fun while doing it. Anyway, also earlier you mentioned that companies, most companies today should actually learn how to like coexist between the real world today and also the
Yes,
metaverse,
yes.
and because there's so many opportunities. But let's say as a startup or a young company, how do we get started?
So you must try to at least what I call it, try to transform one of the component of your company into Web3. Because Web3 is going to be the next big thing. If you don't join the race now, you lose out. Just like the early 2000, everybody rushed into Web3, Web2 at the time. Okay, and see how now Google or Amazon, they are already monopolize the market. So it must come in now. Now is the time, because it's still very new.
So those still in the Zoom, did you hear what Dr. Liu said? Have you all guys touched a bit of the metaverse, or yes, how to get started? And earlier I shared Dr. Liu's contacts in the chat and also on Facebook. Please click the link, please get connected, please support him with the books. It's not just the books, no, it's actually getting to get started right, learning how to get started right. I think all these are super important. Yeah. Ivan Tan said thank you. Yeah. Any other questions from the audience? Let me look at the other speaker. I think he said he'd come in 5 minutes. Any more questions?
So Web3 is coming up with Web3 e-commerce. So if we are
Web3 e-commerce, how does that work?
We are selling. In fact, my company is going to going to launch a platform called Web3 e-commerce. Okay, we are selling real product, but we have an NFT copy. Once you buy the NFT copy, you can redeem the real products.
Oh, it's the other way around. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, it was like me. I'm launching my book, so my book counts with the NFT. At first, I did a static one. Then someone bought it from somewhere in Europe, and I was hiding it. I didn't even launch yet. You know what I mean? But I just put half of it onto OpenSea just for fun, and I shared with one chat group. Then someone actually bought it. I was like, what? You bought it? I haven't even launched it. I'm just testing. Then in the end, I feel so bad. I did an animated version for her.
I see. So once they buy the digital copy, they buy your copyright, they should be able to redeem the product.
It's quite a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Yes. So we are selling red wine. Red wine, yes. Limited edition. You must sell limited edition.
So we'll know by what season, what year, and whatever grapes or whatever.
Yeah, we are going to launch in 1 month time. So I'll inform you once launched.
To share with us. In fact, the 27th, we are going to do the finals, right? The judging finals that will be APU. And you can even tell a bit about that as well. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the companies who are taking part, we have so far 100 over have already registered. But the finals, of course, is only the top 20 lah. But
when one of my partner companies is launching, it's called Metaverse Museum. In fact, that one is my idea.
Metaverse Museum. Wow, got museum already. So new.
We already launched a museum. In fact, my partner is going to pitch it for this Alibaba Club.
So they are taking part. Your category.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah,
we are the first Asia Metaverse Museum.
That is something unique, because for me, I would have thought something so new. Then he said museum. I said, what? already got museum.
Yeah, I got.
That means I'm out of date.
But we are still building it. We are still building.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it will be everything on that can be virtual. There's no brick and mortar version.
We can have both. I mean, when you buy something like NFT of the artifacts, you can come and have a look to the actual museum, maybe free entry or what. Yes. We are working with some artifact collector and even museum.
In fact, for me, our speaker will come in another 5 minutes. Like for me, I train as well. It's one of the little things that I like to do for fun. And I'm actually, what I've done is that all my my recent training, like last 2 days I was doing digital marketing masterclass. All my certs are now encrypted on blockchain, and just click it, it goes into LinkedIn directly. I'm trying to get towards this direction as well.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you should. Yeah, all the certificate must be encrypted using blockchain.
Encrypted one thing is also you just click it will immediately be reflected in the student's LinkedIn profile. So it's all integrated.
Yeah.
So good. I'm going ahead with, I'm trying new things actually. I always like, I'll try it. Try again.
Yeah, in fact, for Web3, we need a lot of talents because we are short of talent in Web3. I heard from my Meta's partners, they said they need Web3 intern. So
but they need to know that programming language and all that, right?
Yes. So yes, sure.
So for our startups out there, what programming languages do they look for when hiring even interns? Because I saw some universities are still teaching all the old stuff, seriously.
I think as long as they know programming, there should be no problem in learning new programming language like Solidity, like JavaScript on it. They should be able to transition to Web3 programming. But
are there any specific language?
We need to build a lot of Web3 talents in Malaysia. We are very short of them.
APU will have quite a lot of them, right? The younger. Because I saw them.
That's why I want to start building the talents there.
I learned for fun some programming, but I don't remember. I just learned just to understand how things work. And when I was doing apps many years ago, people said cannot change one the interface. I said, you let me try. I change for you. I really change for them. So my trainer was like, I said, I told you I learned programming, ma. So I'm the naughty student,
As long as you can do a smart contract, should be good. Smart contract for NFT and all that.
Yeah. I think security and like you say, traceability, all these are basic criteria that we need.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone here in the Zoom want to? Do you think that your startup or your company could probably do something with Dr. Liew? Anyone? You can type into the chat, or you can also unmute your mic. Today we got a very shy group. Well, we do have about 200 on Facebook lah.
Yeah.
I will sure say yes one.
Ivan, how is it?
He's from Reskills. Yeah. You want to share, talk to chit chat with us? It's more fun, Mana Ivan, let me call him out. Ivan.
Yeah, I'm here.
Come lah, open the cam.
So Ivan, what you do? What you do?
Oh, we are an online education platform. We are from Reskill.
Okay.
So we are doing the platform, and we are also venturing into VR as well. So
that's very
it might
good.
be So I think we have something in mind. So I might be planning out something, and I'll just personally contact Dr. Liew again for more things, and maybe we can work things out as well.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, you see his avatar on Zoom is already very.
Oh yeah.
This is just our office. We just create our own NFT as well, so yeah.
I see.
Well, it's quite well thought. I like the is that like a pirate hat? And you still got the dollar sign on the chest,
Actually, in Web3 and Metaverse, we need a lot of creative people. Not only tech people, but we need creative people, especially on NFT. In fact,
how do we define creative?
Define creative. Yeah, you need you need a lot of brainstorming. A lot of brainstorming. In fact, we need everyone, because we are in a new journey, so everyone must work together. cannot be selfish. Huh? We have to work together. We can be collaborative. At the same time, we can be competitors. Okay, is that all?
Yeah, I think that's all. I think
we can catch up after all this. For tea or what?
Can. Where are you based, Dr. Liu?
I stay in Arat Damansara.
Oh, very near. Actually, everywhere is near. I'm in PJ, yeah, so it's very near. I was there just a few days ago for
I see.
An event under the China co-working space.
China.
In Oasis.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I gave a talk on Alibaba actually. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, if there's nothing, I think I'll just excuse myself. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu. Thank you. I think I really learned a lot, and I will contact you to buy your books. Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and see you soon. Bye. And our next speaker, Dr. Alan Poon, is also in the house. Welcome, Dr. Alan. You can actually open up your cam and also unmute yourself so we can have a quick chit chat. I know that you have an event today, but you actually took time for us to you actually took time to join us today. Yeah. Oh, okay, Dr. Alan, how have you been?
Hello, Caroline.
Yes, this guy are very hard to get. Super duper busy. But I bug him until he has no choice to say yes. Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you for coming. And okay, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Alan Poon is our next judge. I knew him a few years ago, and he's our judge for this event. He's also a speaker, but if you know him, like I do a few years ago, he does so many things until I also want to bring some. Yeah, basically, he's a futurist, he's a strategist, he's an educator, and of course, we know him as the founder and CEO from Superior Wealth Resources. And of course, today, these 2 days is actually in the midst of training EMBA students. But he's here in the Zoom today to tell us about the academic pathways to startup entrepreneurship. And he's also from Superior Wealth, which I will give you more information in. So we give him some time so he can have someone to breathe and something to eat before his next session. Okay, over to you, Dr. Alan.
Thank you, Caroline. Thank you so much for the, as usual, short and sweet introduction. So sorry, I was switching at 12 o'clock just to come in, and I was looking at Dr. Liu for a while. I think I will just go through all these well-known speakers' content later on. But once again, thank you for having me, and a bit the last minute arrangement, but there's no issue because we just do what we can in building adding value to all the startups that is part of the Alibaba Create 2022. Once again, thank you to the organizers, Andrew, Ian, and yourself, Caroline, for the wonderful platform. I'm happy to do my sharing here. I promise it won't be a long one because I'm using this 12 to 1 session to share, as well as also a lunchtime from my master's degree class right now to basically just jump over. No worries about lunch. I will just do some intermittent fasting today. So I believe that this is a live session on Facebook as well as a Zoom, right?
Yep, you have about 200 people watching you on.
Okay, wow, 200 people. So I won't be able to catch some of these questions. So perhaps, Caroline, you can just collate it, and maybe perhaps at the end, if there's some time, we can just answer them. So what I'll do is that I've just shared my screen. All of you can see it. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the first quarter of 2022. And I'm excited about the remaining 3 months. I know we have a very tough time the last 3 years. And very excited about Alibaba Create Startup Contest. Looking forward to see some of the finalists that will be chosen until the end of this month. For me, I will not bring in my perspective as a subject matter expert in terms of my real estate background. For those of you who have seen me speak before, I'm usually in the real estate space. But today I will be coming over not just as a judge, but as also someone who believes in entrepreneurship, I myself have gone through almost 2 decades of entrepreneurship. And my age right now, I just basically completed my master's degree that I did last year in the US, and it was quite a profound experience for me, which I will talk a bit later in the sharing. Okay, but for now, just let me get to the chase. Basically, yeah, for those of you who have not seen me before, here's a little bit of my profile. Call me AP or Alan Poon, minus the doctor, because some people will call it, with the acronym DAP. So I will try to avoid that as much as possible. But I'm an engineer by profession, so didn't really practice much of my engineering days. But I did work in a car company, national car company, which you all love to hate. Those days with the power windows and not, but I think across the years they have evolved and innovate much. So I'm still very much in the technological sphere. I'm a corporate member of the Malaysian Technology Association of Malaysia, the longest civil technical society since 1945. I'm very, very into basically the technical field. Got myself certifications, and currently I'm also appointed to look into some of the innovative technological solutions from the real estate side. So basically, I have two industries that I'm very much into. One is the real estate, and one, of course, in the academia. I'm very passionate about lifelong learning, education, being a trainer, looking into HR, the COP approved courses. I have my own company, Superior Wealth, group of companies which we do education, events, and advisory. Came up with 3 good books. We did 3 weeks, got myself into the Malaysia Book of Records. So this is a little bit about me, nothing to shout about, just to let you know that, you're talking to someone that has actually gone through the roller coaster of, or the so-called the cycle of entrepreneurship, doing a lot of advisory work. And yes, I'm running my course this week. I think some of my students are in here as well. So if you're here, for those of you, just say hi in the chat, and we will see you after lunch, your lunch. Okay, I will see you after this session. So some of my local presence as well as international. Some of the things that I've did before in the past, talks, my appearance in live shows, and of course, recent years, the Zoom sessions and whatnot. These are some of my clients, all right? So, okay, today we are going to cover basically a short one. I don't think even I can cover 10 minutes now. I was allocating 40 minutes. I think we have to allocate some time for Q&A, and I have to have like a 5 minutes kind of session to grab a bite if I can. If not, I will just jump straight to the next Zoom session to continue my second half of my so-called master degree course. Basically, I'll talk a little bit about what I observe in the technological sphere in terms of the entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurship that is going on. Because today, I believe in Alibaba Create, we are doing this speakers workshop to basically impart to knowledge to those who have actually participated or already enrolled into this startup contest, as well as also to solicit interest and make aware for those of them who are still deliberating whether they should join this. I'm sure some of them are past participants who come back to support. I think everyone are actually observing this sphere where when it comes to tech startup and entrepreneurship is concerned. And I will basically bring in a different perspective. I know some of them are like a very well-known expert. I think I followed last week session as well, and including this week's session, a lot of angles. Some are talking about, I think the next speaker after lunch will be my good friend who's talking about how to do some pitching to investors and whatnot. So, but today I want to bring in a different perspective, because I always, as a lifelong learning practitioner, I always believe that academic journey is something that we will want to do given the time and resources. Correct me if I'm wrong. In fact, I was asking my student just now, if money is not and time is not an issue, would you want to continue studying? All right. I think the answer is yes. Despite whether you are proficient in English, in your own mother tongue or whatever, I think it is something that is very enriching. It feeds the soul, and I look forward to in my old age where I can just pick a book and read it without any disturbance. Although I can do it now during my mail allocate time every week. I'm a fast reader, so I would want to share my journey of how my own executive masters that I took last year during the pandemic has actually kind of enriched my journey over the last 2 decades of entrepreneurship, as well as formalized some business knowledge. I did one from the US online, And basically, why it applies in terms of some of the skills that we are seeing in today's startup world, especially post-pandemic, where it's so relevant and so distinctively required. And of course, if you don't mind, I will just end with your permission to talk about the executive program that I'm heading right now in entrepreneurship for one of the local universities with a dual award in UK. All right, so there's no selling, but just some introduction on why I believe this is something that I think can impart and perhaps a knowledge. Because when I talk to a lot of startup entrepreneurs, most of them were saying that they don't have time, they are busy. And I guess it's all because we are lacking in terms of resources, which is basically time and money. And I think this is something that could give a perspective. And I believe one of our speaker last week, or is it yesterday? No, last week, talked about from the APO perspective, yeah. So when it talks to entrepreneurship or technological entrepreneurship, yeah, but to be very specific, basically today the sphere is very much into the very much driven thanks to 20 years ago, the grandfather of all, which is Alibaba. Alibaba started e-commerce, and the definition of business model started from there. Business school, all the B schools are, getting their professors looking into remodeling some of not just the business model, but the academic syllabus in the programs to make it relevant, to make it industry-based. And I think business model is quite new compared to the years of, some of these Ivy Leagues in the world who are, have been instituted since 100 and 200 over years ago. Even the premier university in Malaysia, where I came from University of Malaya, has been so many years of history. But today we have to be relevant. And being an industry advisor for 2 top universities in Malaysia and colleges in their PhD, masters, and degree program, I believe I have the credentials to say that I've seen the gaps in the market between academia and industry, and why there's a need. Because at the end of the day, on a personal level, we build our families, we have children, we send them to schools, we spend money, we spend a lot to fund our children for quality education. At the same time, we have our team in the business arena. We hire people, and of course, business owners. The frustrations when you want to go for interview and hiring. You talk to fresh graduates, and you feel that there's a gap. And as a startup entrepreneur, you cannot just hire a chief human resource officer to just pass the buck to them and say that your KPI is to get these talents in. This is my budget for my venture capital fundraise. I done my part. You go and handle the human capital side of it. I think that's not fair. I think as a startup entrepreneur, whether you are talking about tech or even agri-tech or even non-tech for that matter, I think it's important to basically understand that there is a very heavy correlation between academic and entrepreneurship. And I want to start off this today short sharing because I don't have much time. We are less than 30 minutes. I value the organizers' punctuality as well as my own and others. So I will basically end before 1 or exactly at 1 after Q&A, whatever. So I have to cram whatever that I prepared here over, I think 50 over slides, Caroline, for maybe in the next 20 minutes or so. Basically, I will look into some of the famous names that you know of, that you have inspired. For those of you who went through this journey of entrepreneurship, I'm sure you are inspired. You have a compelling reason why you want to start up a company, register it, getting fundings and whatever not, and getting your basically, getting your hands dirty. And I think it's a very interesting journey for you. So let me start off with some of the faces that you are really familiar with. Some of you can recognize them because they're still young. Some of them you cannot recognize them because these are some of their younger photos. Okay, hair also changed. Some of them black and white. They are no longer here. I think the middle one I put there because that is one icon that I personally felt has inspired me a lot. Jack Dorsey from Twitter. All right. And of course, Mark has been the name for the last few years, especially last year when he basically changed Facebook to Metaverse. So-called Meta, the company called Meta. You see a nice guy there with a black robe, actually, he was termed as one of the wisest, most intelligent person on earth today. All right. Whether it's marketing propaganda or not, whether he has a few billions there to put his position there, I'm not sure. We have, of course, the legendary Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs, and also Bill Gates there. So what are these 5 people or more, in fact, have in common? Anyone want to take a guess from the comments in Facebook or even Zoom? You can unmute or you can just type in there. Any particular that you think of? Basically, of course, they are in tech, right? Yeah, that's the reason why I chose them there. They are basically in tech. They are also, of course, Westerners. Okay, with due respect, this is Alibaba Create event, all right? It's not that I do not want to put any Asian face there, because they have pioneered the tech space, the names, and as you know, the Westerns, US, they are very, very, very good in packaging and branding and market their country as well as their business circle, all right? Yeah, some of them say genius, some will say, you know, they are represent innovation, but there's one distinctive thing when it comes to academia. All of them are college dropout, all right? Not just high school, but college dropout, okay? Elon Musk have only did 2 days in Stanford before he dropped out. Jack Dorsey even drop out twice from 2 universities, all right? You don't have to talk about Bill Gates and what do you call this, the late Steve Jobs, because they have dropped out even from high school. Of course, Mark, he got inspiration from his high school friends. And of course, they didn't finish graduate. But lo and behold, all of them have taken the stance in, giving the speech or the so-called wrap-up speech in graduation, wearing the robe, even getting the honorary doctorates that they deserve. Is not because they have skipped academia. It's not because they find that entrepreneurship is very enriching. It is because that, well, first of all, like I said, it's marketed that way to us in the media, but it's because that they felt that it's more meaningful for them to go into something that they believe on in the early days. But I can tell you one thing, I may even use the word, all these are bullcrap, very, very bold to make that statement, because why? The success factor of these people, how many can duplicate? Or in the words of startup, how many can actually scale to even duplicate some of these things? If you are looking to aim to be a unicorn today, you are looking to all these past case studies and research, you will be looking at legendary CEO or chief titans, that captain of the ships, right? You will, like in the words of Dato James last week, Authority Institute, you want to be the authority in your field. You would want to look up to some icon or mentor, all right? And I can tell you, this is bad examples in the West. Why? Because it's not duplicatable. So I have to be very brutally honest. It may ruffle some feathers. Because why? Even in Malaysia, even in Asia, even in Asia Pacific, how many unicorns are there? All right. Of course, you may say that this is due to time. You know, we started, we have none, then we have few unicorns. Now we're talking about decacorns, right? And I don't say this. Whenever we talk about academic, we have to back it with references, we have to back it with studies, and we cannot just put up a slide, just pick up the things and make it look nice and market it like a presentation pitch, all right? This is basically done by incubator and a startup school themselves, Cobman Fellows. Basically, successful college dropout is very rare, okay? The keyword is successful, all right? College dropout is a lot. Even in our own country, where most of you are watching this from, or if this is shared worldwide, all right? But the majority of this startup, when I say executive, I'm putting the founders themselves as the chief executives, all right? Which usually they are. Most of them have advanced degrees later, either in stage or later, of course, for the dropouts, they took it later in life. They upgrade, they upskill, just like Elon Musk, all right, himself. That's a genius, like that. He's a rare college dropout who have actually skilled himself, all right? Now, and these are by statistics, all right, that the research have done over not only 10,000, 5,000, 10,000, 1,000, it's 80 to 100 over thousands of people have been actually done research academically. Most of these chief titans or leaders or C-level executives, not employed, founders themselves, have actually advanced degrees, all right? And the idea of Silicon Valley having college dropout is already old school, it's a bit old news. So if you're pitching, talking about, you know, want to be the next Gates or Zuckerberg, I'm so sorry. Do your homework properly, all right? Because the stats are very, very clear, all right? It's not new. For the last 20 years, all right, it has been recorded and been tracked and monitored that startup chief or CEO, all right, and their team, of course, if they have a co-founders like CTO or COO, everyone has a degree and an advanced degree. In fact, 62% have advanced degree, means further study, means after diploma or degree, they have masters, PhDs. So to say that, so I want to denounce this myth, to say that you do not need one because now you're busy running a startup, it's basically a myth, all right? And I'm not saying that because I want to sell your program, because I'm done myself, because I really see it with my own eyes when I was doing advisory work in the field, all right, walking the talk. and are doing in academia, bridging the gap between the academia with a lot of input to look into the syllabus, I realized a lot of people, even from the slides that they do, you will realize that everything is researched through Google. Today, you can be a Google expert. You can download every single thing, put it nicely. And if you're nice, you will give credit. You will have citations and whatnot. But most of it is not backed by proper research. It's just like, I think I like some of these sharing by some of the speakers last week to say that, it's just all hype and whatnot, right? So, and I want to bring you back to the context of Asia. And you know this guy, handsome guy? How many of you can recognize him? How many of you like his songs? Does he look like someone you know in the Pearl of Orion in Hong Kong? He looked like Andy Hui, right? Hui Jing-on. All right, this is not Hui Jing-on. This is not Andy Hui, the singer who have attracted controversial with his very, very famous wife. All right. Yeah, I look like Andy Hui, right? Some of you were saying. I purposely choose this photo because, give a guess, for those of you who still didn't know who is this. Anyone know who is this? I like to find inspirational icons because I read a lot of autobiographies and I basically interviewed many as well and talked to many as well. Some of the local icons in Malaysia. Some of the speakers invited also are very young, So they have their own success phases in the early days. No, it's not Ma Yun, it's not Alan Yun. Yes, it's our legendary unicorn, the one who just listed in NASDAQ. This is Anthony Tan from Grab, yeah. And of course, their story is not just about success. If you look into their early days, they have their younger days, they have their naive days. And of course, he doesn't make it big alone. He has his own co-founder and partner, which is Tan Hui Ling, all right, which is also Malaysian, both Tans, right? So anyone with Tans here, you're proud of your own lineage as well. But the commonality is that they have met in a Harvard Business School, all right? Today, without Harvard, not just crediting their alma mater, but they would have actually gotten their business knowledge. It would have become, and I've saw their interview since early days until today. I've been tracking them. And especially after I did my studies on an executive masters, I realized that there's a lot of correlation in terms of why they're successful, how come they execute that, and of course it draws a lot of things. It's not just because they are pioneer, right? Hey, by the way, ride hailing, which they started, which is called MyTaxi, it's nothing new, right? In Malaysia, we call it tumpang saja ma, tumpang kereta. In the West, they call it hitchhike, the car, right? Tumpang, So, of course, they have done their business case study, back in the West when they were doing Harvard. They looked into Uber, they looked into Airbnb and stuff. And, of course, they from MyTaxi in Malaysia, went into Singapore, Hazana story and the Temasek story and the Grab Taxi. And today is not even a ride-hailing company anymore, all right? It's become a fintech company. They have food deliveries, they have financials, and they were still showing the finger number one. After so many years of journey, it's all back to one now. Whoever investor have been exited today, they are accountable to the public. But why I want to bring this thing is that today the success story looks very sweet, but it all boils down to one thing: they did their business school. Okay, and that's the one thing that I want to highlight. That most talks that you find out there do not talk about that, because who cares? It's just a paper. It's just a paper. All right, what I want is the resources, the money. Alan is talking crap. This is not important academic study. Yeah, right. You are spending a lot of money to your kids' education, right? Okay, whoever is a parent here, I think you will nod your head. If this is a live event, I think I will get a lot of head nods, all right? Because we take our children, our priceless next generation very seriously. And we have gone through our own studies as well, all right? So by bringing this up, I just want to share with you a little bit of my journey and why I felt that advanced or higher education is something that is important for entrepreneurs, because I'm an entrepreneur myself. I have done multiple business. Some already I've exited. Of course, the early days was all dormant. And today I'm very much into just these two industries, all right? Now, for me, my MBA is basically, I feel that I went in there not just for the paper, for the title, for whatever it is, but for the networking part of it. That's for me, all right? But little did I know, when I went in there, my cohort was basically people from all over the world. I was not doing distance learning because I went into enroll into an executive master that is a little bit different, but it is accredited in the States, all right, under the Council of Higher Education. Basically, it is mind-boggling because for me, number one, I'm following the States, which is a different time zone. So most of my night time, practically 11 p.m. onwards, I don't have to go for live lectures, but there are meetings that I get to know and meet and network. But what strikes me in a master's degree is that basically the program and the modules, which is quite extended in almost any Ivy Leagues, all right, and I've chosen US for a very strong reason, all right, is that the case studies that I have to go through are practically something that mimics real life. As an entrepreneur, I don't have to learn from actual mistakes. It's very pricey. I basically can learn from things that has been done. And of course, you can say, yeah, we don't have to take it, all these things. We can just do it even if we are busy with our business. But at least it is basically structured. The assignments that I do and the people that I talk to and I group together to do my assignments, it gives me the room to really grow as a person. Not that I don't have the strategy and the critical mindset all these years. It's just that it formalizes, not just in terms of a paper or a degree, but it gives me the room to really dig deep down inside and say that this was the buying gap that I did not see when I was facing crisis, or I was facing a roller coaster in my entrepreneurial journey, or when I was assessing and doing market research, as example for SWOT analysis or whatever that we all know, right? We are doing pitching when you're doing the pitch deck. But are these standard templates that must be seen by VCs and seed angel or seed investors? All right. Could there be something that is more relevant, that is more useful? So I enrolled into a business school of and technology, which I also go into blockchain specializations. And I realized that, as Dr. Lee was talking about Web3 earlier, we have subject matters which are industry-based, but there is an element of academia that needed to be digest. There's thousands of literatures that you can go into, Harvard Business Review, New York Times, Forbes. All these things you cannot afford to do maybe during your entrepreneurial ventures. And perhaps that was a reason that most startups do not want to take this up. And I can say that eventually you have to take it up, might as well start early. So I was like burning the midnight oil last 1 year just to do this for 13 months program. And I was like, have to even balance with family and also, of course, my work and my career. And I was like running 2 startups now, one at a POC stage, one is an MVP stage. I was like, wow, it requires so much of things, but I'm really thankful that because of what I've gotten from my case studies and my network, a lot of ideas that not ideas there are plenty, right? A lot of cultural perspective. Because today I can tell you with a snap of finger, I have access to almost 20 to 30 countries. I don't have to just look for branded VCs, all right? I'm connected with C-levels decision makers, not just because I have to be an influencer in LinkedIn with what, a lot of people say you need to have what, many thousands of followers, 20,000, 6,000 followers. Those are high buys as well, all right? Of course, you can have a door, you can open the conversation easily, but we almost every other week having events and online that is worldwide, I realized that I have exposed myself to something that I did not see 20 years ago when I wanted to further my studies, which is the network part and of course the mindset and the cultural and the critical thinking that I would not get if I would not have done my studies, all right? So example, this is some of the things that I think most of you have already known. This is only like, 7 days ago news, all right? We have seen once very powerful startup in Malaysia, for the last 7 years that have ceased operation effective immediately. Now, I'm not saying that to basically highlight to you negative news or whatever, but this is actual crisis, right? Imagine today you are the founders of Happy Fresh. You have been in the driver's seat. Can you imagine the stress that he has to gone through, or he or she has to gone through, the team have to gone through, and the thousands of employees that is under them, all right, to basically come to this conclusion to cease operation, all right? Of course, out there in the startup world, there's a different type of news. In the media, there are different type of news. But I just want to let you know that these are crises that it could have been avoided, and the amount of work that you have to go through to come to a decision making to cease operation basically can be simulated in an academic world with real actual case studies. And I'm sure the B schools around the world or even this region will be using some of these as some case studies in the future. And if you think this is short of news, Let's look into something nearer, which is just 4 days or 5 days ago, where it says that Alibaba has poured in so much of money. Of course, this is written by the author, or which most of you may not agree. Okay, but this is still news, and it's talking about the two biggest regional play of e-commerce company. All right, but can you imagine that when you talk about funding, when you're talking about your Series A and B and C, people are talking about wrapping up operations. People are talking about keeping putting in money, and of course, this one is even news. I think I just got it last night. I'm not sure, but let me quote this by TechWire. Carsome is laying off people in the next 24 hours. All right. So even the unicorn is not left out. They're facing crisis every day. My question is this: as a founder, as the driver, all right, are you capable of handling such crises? You may have your board of advisory, you may have your mentor, but do you have the capability, okay, that perhaps it would be a privilege if you have seen this earlier, all right? So we always look into diversity, equality, inclusion. We talk about that in our pitch deck, but are we really embracing those things? Do we have inclusion? Do we have different culture, different mix of our board of director, gender, and all these things? Do we really have that capability to see things that, sometimes it's the blind spot. We do not know what we do not know. So, and I appreciate that if you can complete, if founders in startup world can actually complete or even pursue higher education as a lifelong development, as a talent development for your own staff, that would be something good. All right. And this is something that I believe that it should be that way. You cannot just launch a program in the market just to sell it and just to brand it with different ranking of stars because it is so good. I think startup world today have to be very realistic that, perhaps there is some gap or blind spot that we do not know what is happening in academic. And I think it is important that we seek that knowledge, because if that can be applied, I think it makes us as a responsible founders, as people who can really pursue entrepreneurship and take care of the market. And perhaps in my own words, I call it adapt to the market, which I will show you a bit of this later on. So the key characteristic I would really round up before the next 5 minutes is to basically the dedication and the willing to learn, all right, to take risks, and of course more of action, all right. So I think in scaling startups or having this critical thinking or scaling from 0 to 1, we always say it is that we always have this thing that we dabble on, which is called decision making. Decision making is, I will always say there's no such thing as a wrong decision. It's only a decision that we make it right. Okay, that's my belief level. Whenever I talk to my own team, whenever I talk to, on the stage, there's always lessons to be learned, decision that is not so right, but you can always improve on it. And I would like to bring on to these two things that I personally gone through myself, because I was once an engineer by profession. I was working for the national car company, and I learned this word called fast is slow, slow is fast, which basically boils down to this word called change. In the business world, in the startup world, it's always either you change or people change, all right? And if you can't change fast enough, you will be makan, you'll be eaten alive by the competition, all right? Of course, we talk about blue ocean, red ocean, that's another story for another day. And can you imagine in those days, I'm just sharing my observation, so disclaimer. So this is basically, I was there during those years, and as you can see, our national car company has evolved in terms of the logos. So in the early days, in the 80s and 90s, I wasn't there. I was in the early start of the millennium, where this logo was embraced, and that time the car that came out was the Vaja. All right. Now, Vaja, there's a story to be learned there as a case study. All right. It's because, number one, it took many years for the company to launch this. The production lead time for this car is very long. Of course, there are many reasons for it, but I can say that it is basically looking at other people's, what features they have. Then you start to put in, I want to put in the Bluetooth on my dashboard, so I can listen to the video. Then the steering, I can have more buttons. So there is basically a lot of adaptation from other people's features, but it became a slow decision making in such a way that by the time they do it, the market is no longer relevant. There are other facelift that is done by other cars, whereas another competitor, which is one of the biggest company in the world at that time, Toyota, they do the lean production. All right. And I call it slow is fast because for them, they change very fast. They facelift every 2-3 months, their lead time, but they receive feedback they use the Agile method, which now is being used in all the tech startup. All right. So Agile method, if you study it, it's really based back on this lean manufacturing system, which is done headed by Toyota for the last 2 years. All right. And basically, they believe that basically you don't have to decide so long first. So if you reflect back into academia, where we do a lot of literature review, where we read literatures, where we do assignments, all right, in the academia B school, you have to basically look into peer-reviewed journals. You cannot just look into blogs, things that are not peer-reviewed. You have to really study it. You do assignments on it. Now, isn't that something that you do in real life? That you have to call for your management meeting every Monday morning or whatever, or you can do Agile method every day, half an hour, or you can be doing your C management or board meeting. You have to do that kind of things, right? But you would be doing things on and on without realizing that perhaps what are the ways that we can improve on. So if you have taken, or if we have actually taken the bold step to go onto this academic route, perhaps it is something that we can so-called simulate. So we deliberate and diagnose, and then we do some research and action on it. Basically, in academia, it is by choice. Okay, we decide very fast, but we change slowly. So there's a lot of iteration, there's a lot of time before you graduate. Whereas sometimes in the market, you are left with no choice. You are thrown onto the deep end of the ocean and you are faced the brutal world. So a lot of changes come very fast and you start to adapt to it slowly, okay? But it is a very costly process if you make mistakes, all right? So the business scenario is usually there's this hustle culture, okay? We go on and, you just go and execute first, I don't know, and then you change, So that kind of mindset, which is very pricey if you are accountable to your venture capitals, even the general partners have to be very accountable to the limited partners and all these things. So the whole idea, the whole thing, the gap is very, very distinct. So I would want to go back to the root and say that, why not we get ourselves equipped with this? Even if today you have started a startup venture, why not you just go into academia? All you need is another maybe 12 or 18 months at best. To get it done, at least you have another resources that you can open up to. Because anyway, you're going to meet new people, you're going to raise funds. Why not open another channel where you can start to pitch your real actual businesses to your academic fellows? Who knows? Another round of, and I'm sure there's money is not a cost for you now at the moment if you are doing this, all right? So I myself also, another learning and another benefit of doing my master's is that I can network with a lot of these global markets, which I've just shared, people from Ivy Leagues and people from, which I can access now in terms of my connection, in terms of my market survey, my primary research and whatnot, okay? And of course, I look at myself, this is some of my, the middle is some of my colleague mates from Zulik Pharma, from WeChat, Tencent, from Citibank, high-level, C-level executive vice presidents. We met up in Singapore, and these are, of course, all my cohorts from other countries as well. All right, so if you feel that this is something that you would like to know more or you would like to pursue, I do not mind to share because this is only just some sharing for half an hour, and we will call it so-called say goodbye, but I will just give me 5 minutes to share with you what I'm actually doing right now. Now, I have actually basically curated a program on entrepreneurship for startup specifically. Of course, it will link to corporate entrepreneurship for those of you who are working as a global C executives. It's actually an executive program in business administration level 7, equivalent to MBA, and it's a tie-up accreditation with UK in Wandsboro College, Ireland. Malaysia, we are tying up, collaborating with this Asia Metropolitan University. So I'm a adjunct fellow for MSMED and recently appointed after the Senate. We have gone through it for almost 18 months just to strike this partnership to basically now offer a master's equivalent degree program for startup entrepreneurs. Knowing your business schedule. So it's going to be a very flexible 6 core modules that is done every other month, basically on your leadership and managing skills, operations, supply chain, corporate finance, competitive strategies, all right, decision making and whatnot. And of course, the highlight of this, of course, will be my 2 elective modules that I curated for the academia. And this weekend, I'm doing the entrepreneurship startup playbook. Basically, we go in depth on the academia side, on the research base, all right, rather than just short courses that you can find online on MOOC. So, and of course, we'll follow up with the next module on ideation to commercialization, which most of you are in terms of your MVP and funding. All right, so these are some of the things that I'm doing. And of course, our next intake is quite actually every other month. It's quite flexible because we only do like 1 module every month, and then the rest of the time is your student learning time, your assignments, your project papers, and of course your colloquiums every 6 months before we graduate. So you have an option to actually graduate this year locally as well as European. We are taking in even students from overseas. So there's a global cohort that you can network with, regional play. All right. So, and for first, those of you who want to go for another immersion overseas, we are in tie-up with this Oxford and Manchester College, which is happening actually this week, okay, by Professor Giles, which is my colleague. All right. For those of them who decided that they want to go for this immersion or plenary summit in there, covering IR 4.0, corporate sustainability and future of work. All right. So this is some of the snapshots. All right. What is happening in Oxford and Cambridge right now. And of course, fellowships. Fellowships is like, of course, it's always there. Some of you decided that a local academia is good. Some of you decided overseas academia is good, like myself. But I guess today we are global citizens. We are not bounded by anything except maybe our time to sleep. So time zone is still a challenge, but I believe if you are flying here and there and your network, business is not issue, right? If you can find an incubator or accelerator elsewhere, fundings and VCs, you will just go where the money is, right? As a co-founder or a startup founders. All right. So I think basically my point is that we all know that time is a luxury that businessmen doesn't have, right? So if you feel that this is something that you should look into it, I welcome all questions and answers. All questions on this matter. Being an entrepreneur who actually walked the academic path, and I believe in lifelong learning. All right. And I would like to see my team as well to be much into this path as well, because I think it will make our frequency, our mindset closer and better. So, okay. So, as I promised, I will end before 1. So for those of you who have interest into knowing more about what I do, I want to pick my brain beyond just this academia. Of course, this is this QR scan is to lead to the not my phone number, but if you want to know more interest about the IEPBA, which is our executive program in entrepreneurship that we are doing now, globally, online every weekend, not every weekend, sorry, every other weekend. So please drop this here so you can screenshot this, all right, and drop us a message. So this is my social media handle. For those of you who want to know more, want to keep in touch, want to know what I'm doing, or even just social, just say hi, because I always believe there's no business other than starting with friendship first, because, even you have to build a relationship with your venture capital, whoever who's going to fund you, you have to build a relationship. So I believe in connecting with people genuinely. Life is short after the pandemic. So be genuine, be brutal, and most probably be aggressive, all right? And be a bit foolish lah. Go back to academia lah, like the late Steve Jobs said. So thank you very much. Terima kasih Nandri, and I'll leave the last 2 minutes for any Q&A, any pressing questions from Caroline or the online friends who have joined me. And as I always respect organizers' timing, I'm going to do until 1 o'clock so that I can go back and head over to my other session. Thank you very much, Alibaba. Thank you very much, Hans Profit, and thank you very much, Caroline. Yes, any questions?
Yeah, probably you can close your slide so that it will be bigger on the on the Facebook. Yeah. Okay. So far, is there any questions from the audience? Any questions from audience? Also, in case anyone miss keying in your QR code, scanning your QR code, is it possible for you to key the link into the chat box so that I can also share across to Facebook?
Now I may not able to do that. Can I do it later to you?
You can send to
Can
me
I share to you so that you can
the...
text in the Facebook? Yeah.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay. I know it's 12:59. Any questions from the audience? This is your best chance to ask Dr. Ellen. Very shy. All very shy.
If there's any question that I overlook or later on, I will just go back to the page there and just I personally will answer that.
Okay.
Yeah. But it will be a short one because of Facebook.
Yeah. They are on Facebook. 200 over people right now.
Oh, okay. So hello, 200 over people. Say hi when you see me face to face, in Klang Valley or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you can just click their names and still who you. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's for now. I think I will not disturb you because I know you're rushing back. It's 1 o'clock already. But thank you so much, and I will share your program with the chat here and also on Facebook. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
Thank you. I know it's very short for time for you, so I won't push you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you all in the judging event.
On the 27th, physical in APU. That will be our final. Yeah.
Sure. Look forward to connect with all the judges and speakers as well. All right. All the best. To all the participants, all the best. Thank you.
Enjoy your
Bye-bye.
training session. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for lunch. I think, in fact, a few of you were like hungry. I saw someone actually opening something. There's someone accidentally switch on the cam. Okay, we are going to take a break 1 hour for lunch. We'll be back at 2 p.m. exactly 1 hour from now, and we have another amazing speaker, Max Shankar, and let's go eat. Yeah. See you guys in 1 hour from now. And for those in the Zoom, you can still stay on the Zoom because you know I'm playing a lot of Shark Tank, right? So see you guys. Bye. Let me, I will stop the live stream.